Hello and welcome back. Why is there a? I've got a bar. One moment. I've got a bar. Why is there a bar? What is that bar? That is the. How long's that been there? Hold on.
Oh no, what's he done?
Is it alt? There we go. For some reason I had a bar. I had like a bar. It was like the top bar of YouTube Studio was on screen for some reason. I'm gonna clear out that goddamn. That's very bizarre.
Oh, that's an interesting feature. Trains take more power to speed up, but will if they're just maintaining their speed, they take a lot less power.
Yeah, it's there's a few things in this game that fluctuate. Like as the game goes on, you get more machines that go up and down.
Sense because they're using the momentum, right? It makes sense from a momentum standpoint.
It's a cool feature. It is a cool feature.
That is a cool feature. It's a cool feature. I do like it. It makes sense logically. It's like the train at max speed isn't going to be using max power because it's just going to be using it just enough to maintain that speed and use its momentum to, to use the momentum mostly to keep it going, right?
It's like
when it's speeding up, it's building that momentum.
They went through the effort of coding that. That's crazy.
They did. That's impressive. See, that as much as I hate the pipes, I do like that. I hate that they went through the effort of coding the pipes, but I do like this.
So before we do anything, I've got a funny story to tell. That just happened. A very funny story. So,
oh God,
so about 20 minutes before the stream, I went to the store to buy a cheeseburger. Got to have my cheeseburger.
Son, I have a question before you start the story.
Okay.
When did you wake up?
About 6:30.
PM or AM?
Half an hour ago.
Yeah, PM. Okay. Okay, and that explains why you didn't answer my message when I messaged you.
Wait, hold on. Did I miss a DM? Let me check.
I know. I DM'd you. I DM'd you like.
Oh yeah. I was asleep.
Yeah, he was eeping. He was eeping, chat.
Yeah. And so when I was going to the store, and I'm sort of like I'm speed marching because I haven't got much time, and
yeah,
and I walk past this bus stop, and there's like a group of school kids there. I don't know what those school kids are doing at a bus stop at 6 p.m. or whatever, and I overhear about 3 seconds of a conversation, and all I hear is this schoolgirl saying. And so my therapist is all, why do you think you're the best? And that's all I hear. That's the only context I've got.
I hate it. I hate it, son. I hate it. I hate that you've put this in my mind. It's now infected me. It's terrible. Terrible omen.
I wish I was stuck around longer just to hear like what was going on, because like it sounds like this therapist is like she was shit talking the therapist who was like, why do you think you're the best?
Honestly, the therapist is not shit talking her enough. That's my theory.
Oh my god, and it was in like the most mocking tone ever. Like this girl, like this is like the making of a real piece of work here. Like, God have mercy on whatever poor schoolboy goes on a date with her.
I don't think she's gonna get. I think she's gonna get like maybe 1, 2, and then everyone's gonna know. Everyone's gonna know that she's insufferable. Anyway, enough bullying children. Literal children.
Oh, dear. Oh! I've got some gossip. I've got some more gossip.
Oh, he's got more gossip. Okay, he's gonna bully. We get to bully children more. Never mind. I'm okay with this.
No, this is related to my chat and the members of my
chat gossip. Chat gossip.
Speaking of the ever loving Bayesian philosopher. So I haven't seen him around. I thought, because I knew he was a regular in Digby, so I thought, I want to see what he's up to. I want to follow his. He was a fun guy.
Are you getting parasocial with the guy you banned?
Yeah, I'm getting Stockholm Central or whatever. But I hadn't seen him. I thought, like, damn, have I totally scared him off from like this entire like circle of people? But I was in another stream and I saw Kuramaru there. And he told me he'd seen him around in streams.
Oh shit! Real?
I didn't ask what streams though, but he said he's seen him around and it's just business as usual.
Okay.
Like,
at least
he's still around, so I'm happy. I'm happy I haven't like scared him off completely, but at the same time it's like, sorry for anyone else.
he kind of. To be fair, he may have. In my opinion, he kind of earned that. He kind of earned that ban.
Yeah, I guess
he was. How do I put this? He was not a great chatter.
Yeah.
He came into a chat, he asked me about a subject I didn't know nor really care about. And then I'm like, and then he's like, gets mad when you don't want to respond. It's like, okay, cool.
A little too off topic, I suppose. But there we go.
Quite off topic.
There's the gossip. There's the gossip.
Gossip. I love a bit of gossip. I love a bit of goss.
So what have you been up to? So I woke up half an hour ago. That's my story. I've had plenty of sleep. I went to bed at noon, so doing good.
I woke up like around 1-ish, so I've been awake for a few hours, and I made food. I actually made food for myself. I went and cooked, and like I don't mean just like you know the usual. Oh, I made myself a sandwich, or I made myself some toast. I cooked.
Oh, what did you cook?
I cooked some rice. I made
rice.
some like spicy. There's no name for it. I don't know the name for it if it is a name for it. But I literally just was like, okay, I'm gonna put chorizo, spicy rice, some beef, and some like onion and peppers together, and let's see what I can make. So I cooked my rice. I cooked plain rice, and then I spiced up in the pan after. And I was like, ooh, I feel fancy. Ooh, I feel fancy.
That's pretty fancy. I never go that fancy. Like I like rice as well. I sometimes cook rice as well. I've got a rice cooker for like £10 at Egypt, Asda. I'm saying Egypt.
Asda. I mean, is Asda Egypt? We don't know.
No, still not well. And
could be. People won't know.
And see, like, what's your opinion on the fancy rice cookers?
I boil my rice in a pot.
Really? That's surprising.
I am So okay, if you don't know this about me, I took catering in like secondary school. I did catering as a GCSE. So I can make do with like the most bare minimum equipment and like just work with it. I can work with it.
I guess
but I also know how to use fancier things, so I don't need a rice cooker.
To be honest, I wouldn't say a rice cooker is fancy, especially when you look at a £10 one. It's
that's true.
It's sort of I would consider boiling it by hand more fancy.
That's fair. I mean, I know how to use a pot. I know how to use a hob. You just put water in, you put the rice in, you let it go. Put a bit of salt in there.
What ratio do you go for?
I go like, I don't know. I put enough that I feel like I'm going to eat, and I put like 1.5 liters, somewhere between that, in like the pot. I don't even measure it. I do it all by eye.
That's it. That's really interesting. It's like there's a few things which I cannot for the life of me do by eye because I'll screw it up because it sort of absorbs into it and stuff like. One is Weetabix, and the other is rice.
I have to do it by eye because I don't measure. I don't start by measuring, right? My process is I figure out what I want to make. I get my ingredients together. I put as much as I think I'm going to need in there, and I work with that.
I think the few times I cooked rice in a pot, I think I got terrible time with it. I think like it would either come out too mushy because I got too much water, or like it would boil over too much, or there'll be like too much stuck to the bottom, and I just had so much difficulty with it. It was very, very challenging.
Okay, I will say I did cheat a little bit. I have these little bags with holes in that the rice comes in. Yeah, it's like I can just cook one. It's like the rice itself is pre-portioned, and it's just what we have in the cupboard. That's literally how I cook.
Well, hold on, you say pre-portioned, but that means nothing if the water is also not pre-portioned.
It doesn't matter. As long as it cooks as long as you don't underput the amount of water in there, you're good. You're fine. You'll be fine.
It's oh no, it doesn't matter how much water you're in. So long as you put the right amount in. That's what you just said.
As long as you put in enough or more is the thing. Just so long as you don't put in under the amount.
Enough?
Doesn't matter.
You say or more. I found when I would put too much water in, it would be very mushy rice.
See, that's partially due to cooking time. As long as you cook it, I cook mine for like 15 minutes. Like I let it boil for 15 minutes.
I cook mine for 25 minutes.
That's where your mushiness is coming from, because rice absorbs water at like a fixed rate, right? Rice will absorb water at a fixed rate. So if you put more than you need in there and then only cook it for a certain amount of time, it'll only absorb a certain amount.
I hear fixed rate and my mind goes to the factory. I'm like fixed rate. What? I could make an Excel sheet of this. I love fixed rate.
The fixed rate of rice.
Oh dear. Oh, but I got a rice cooker, and I measure my rice before, and it's just sort of it's so idiot proof. Like I put the rice in, fair. Click the button, and I come back like 25 minutes later, and it's like I've never had a problem with it. Very convenient.
See, I'm a little too Spartan when it comes to cooking. I just I use like those basic tools and it works. But I use lots of spices. I'm someone who uses like I think I pulled out like I pulled out what was it? I think it was turmeric. I think it was turmeric.
He's putting
cayenne pepper, a bit of vinegar, some garlic powder, and what was the last thing I added? Some pepper, chili flakes, and some salt. That's what I put on mine.
I'm gonna clue what any of those things are. I think I've heard their names before, but I don't know what they are.
That was hang on. That was on top of I'm a fan of this like this. Have you? What's your knowledge on like cured meats? What's your knowledge on cured meats?
What the hell is a cured meat?
Okay, so it's a meat that's been essentially kind of pre-cooked, right? Like you could pick up this meat and eat it straight out like the packaging.
Oh, I think like pre-cooked meat.
It's not pre-cooked, but cured meats are like any like sort of like European like sausages. So like example, saucisson, chorizo, salami. Those are cured like sausage meats,
like
right?
hot dogs.
No, not hot dogs. Not hot dog. Not hot dog.
Okay, I think I'm above. I think you're out of my league. Yeah, I'm gonna clue you're above.
It's a form of dry. So cured meats are like dried, rubbed meats with like spices and such, right? So like it's like cooked a little bit, then dried, and then rubbed with spices, and then you cook it. And so what you can do, you can eat this like straight out of the packaging. You can just be like, I'm going to pick up a whole ass chorizo and eat it like all day. But you can also use them for cooking. Now I use chorizo. I'm a big fan of chorizo because chorizo. You know how with most dishes you have to put like if you're putting it in a pan, you have to put oil in first. With chorizo, it's such a greasy and like fatty like meat. You don't need to put oil in, and if you put it in first, it sort of seeps oil out and puts all that flavor into your other food. So I really like using it.
I think there was something I cooked once which was really oily, and I was like, oh, hang on, put less oil in. I was like, I think it was mushrooms. And
mushrooms get like that.
I've tried cooking mushrooms like 3 times, and all 3 times they've come out with like the consistency of grapes, and I haven't been enjoying them.
Yeah, I to be honest, I think mushrooms are lame as hell as a food. I think they suck.
Okay, I'd like to enjoy them because like they're a very sort of staple, fundamental food, but I have not succeeded in finding anything I enjoy.
I don't think they're that fundamental. I think onion and garlic are more fundamental.
I have never tried onion or garlic yet.
Onion is a food that is in so many dishes. I would consider it fundamental.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't gotten around to trying onion or garlic yet. One day.
I put red onion in my rice today. It was very yummy. Very good idea. I was very happy with that plan.
I think the most fancy I've ever made my rice is once I put crab sticks in them.
That sounds kind of nice.
It that
sounds kind of nice. Hold on, that sounds kind of nice.
Now, to clarify, Mr. Fancy probably goes to Marks and Spencer's shopper.
No. I'm a Tesco's to B&M shopper. That's what I am. I work with what I got, and I make it good.
And I don't know what this is like outside the UK, but when I say crab sticks, look. I'm not dining with the Queen here. There's no crabs here. Like it's mysterious whatever's come out of the sea, seafood sticks. I'm gonna clue where it's coming from, but it's something, and it's kind of tasty.
I can confirm this. So my uncle's a chef. Like he's a chef by profession.
Fancy.
He cooks
Fancy.
like regularly. He has worked as a private chef for rich families, and now he runs his own restaurant, his own seaside restaurant, right, with fresh cooked ingredients. And I get a lot of my cooking tips from him. He hasn't taught me, but like he'd give me a lot of tips, and I basically just used those and ignored my teacher half the time. I did catering to learn how to cook.
He's got the book of the half baked potato. I don't know.
Exactly. No, you're kind of right. I would ignore my teacher because I was like, my uncle showed me this already, and they'd be like, okay, all right. Because they were aware that I took catering less as like a GCSE for like future endeavors and more for like a life skill, which was a good idea. I'm so glad I did that.
This cooking book belongs to the half-baked potato.
True. But yeah, So with that, I have actually been to his restaurant, and he does like, because he does like seaside foods. I get like a lot of like, there's a lot of shrimp and fish there, and crab. He does crab, so I can confirm crab sticks do contain crab because they taste the same and they feel the same, which is not very great. I don't like crab sticks, but
To be honest, I can't. My like taste in food is so rubbish. Like I can't tell that I like okay, when I buy baked beans, I can't tell the difference between the really expensive Heinz baked beans and the super cheap Asda brand baked beans. I cannot tell the difference whatsoever.
I see. Okay,
And it's like a fifth of the price. It's crazy.
That's kind of not great. I'm gonna be honest, that's not great. That's not a great thing to be happening.
It is a great thing to be happening. You know how much money I save? Like, look, imagine if I could tell the difference. I'd be like, oh, I don't want to eat those rubbish Asda baked beans. Oh, I'm gonna have the fancy stuff. It's only what's acceptable. It's like, I would be spending so much money.
That's a good point, actually. You make a good point there. Never mind. I doubted you, and now I don't doubt you anymore. There's a dog that's invisible in my area, by the way. He literally just turned invisible.
Is it? You mean hog?
Hog dog.
That's I think that's a really common glitch. The other animals are never invisible. Well, sometimes the spiders go invisible, but only when they jump at you. But the hogs are often invisible. It's very annoying. I think it's a bug. It's a bug I've seen once or twice in my solar world, but very regularly in this world. So it's probably like some kind of latency thing.
Yeah, I'd assume so. Let's have that come around here. Oh, that can come around here. Huge. Son, I may have done something silly. I'm making like a very cool looking train track. You should come look on top of the mountain.
I will have a look. What was I gonna say?
I did look at yours. I like your little bridge. Very cute. Very cute bridge.
Thank you very much. I'll go on the. I'll go on the. If we are gonna go old British style, then I guess I have to get used to being on the left.
Yeah, left of the road.
Left of the road. And I have to make sure. Oh, I don't know which way the train station is. Hopefully, I've gone the right way.
It's the wrong way.
I've gone the wrong.
You might have gone the right way.
I think I've gone the wrong way. Unless you've connected them
That's
up,
fair.
but we'll see.
I've connected a lot of stuff up. Actually, there's a lot of stuff that is connected up currently.
Yeah,
Like,
I've reached the end of the track. It was not connected.
Oh, which part? Which part?
I went to the part where we did all of the end of last stream, like under the foundations.
That is connected. That is connected up. You can actually make it back and forth.
You mean up the hill?
Up and down the hill. Yep, up and down the hill is connected.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say something. About 6 hours ago, or frankly less than 1 hour ago for me, actually, in terms of my relative time, I went and rewatched HBO Chernobyl.
Ooh, that's a good show.
It's so
that's a
good.
very good
It's
show.
so-
That's such a good show.
I just on a whim, right? Just like in the moment, I was like, I want to watch HBO Chernobyl, and I just like watched the whole thing in one sitting.
That's fair. I do that sometimes. I watch stuff in one sitting.
It's
very
so
fun.
good.
Binge
I love it
watching.
so much. It's so good.
Binge watch. I love binging.
I love that. It's like there's like that bit at the start where they what's it called? Like these whatever the guy's called, Lagrasov or whatever. He's coming in the helicopter and he like sees the ionizing radiation. He's just like, what have they done? Oh, I thought
He did it. I'm so proud of him. He doomed the entirety of Russia.
It's so true. I think what got me watching was I got recommended a YouTube video of the what's it called? The not the October Revolution, the August coup.
Oh,
in 1991, there was like it was a thing like it's before our time, just barely. It was the fall of the Soviet Union, where they
okay.
like I don't actually really know. Like I know very little about Russian history. Like it's just one of those things like I haven't bothered to like read about stuff. So like I don't really know anything about like Lenin and Stalin and whatever happened during the war and all that.
I don't know much about those people either. To be fair,
but
I just know that they were like not great as leaders.
Yeah,
that's all I know. That's all I need to know. This'll do.
But we both do know that at one point Russia was a country with a czar, and then they had a revolution. Then one day there wasn't a czar. Then it was like the communists, but then at some point the communists like went away. That's like the extent of our knowledge, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's the extent of my knowledge, at least.
Oh,
I'm like,
wait.
Well,
You might not be able to get away with this. This might be too close. I'm not sure.
No, it'll be fine.
I don't know what the limits are. If the rails are too close, they collide, but I don't know the boundaries. I don't
They're
know
good.
how
They're
close
good.
you can get it.
They're good. They're good. See, we've tested. Now it's tested.
Oh yeah, I guess if you'd done it too close, it would say flipping and stuff. Try.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give it a go. Like extend the track a bit further, and then sort of have two trains like going by, and see if they crash, just in case.
Well, these tracks are running not parallel. But that's fine.
Because there is a limit. Like the trains can only collide with other trains. So let me show you like an example of something like that you might think you can do, but you can't. Where you think like I'm gonna have like this, and then you'll have like imagine like I can't do it, but like imagine if you was doing that, and you think, oh, that's going like a different way. That's not a different route. I'm gonna do that, but that would cause a crash, because like.
Alright, you drive your train forward. I'll drive my train forward.
Which one's yours? My one's.
Your one's the one that's not moving right now. Yours the other one. Yours the other one.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if they have to be at speed. I'm just going to reverse a little.
Just go forward. Just go forward. Just go forward. Because if it collides with my train, if it collides here, which is the closest point, these are the closest points.
Okay,
see, look, it's good.
That's good.
Fine.
But yeah, so be aware. I think if like there is a too close. I don't know exactly the boundary.
Yeah. Oh no, I know there is a too close, but I'm making sure to like give it just enough wiggle room. I'm gonna let that train just go. I'm not even gonna bother stopping it. You can just stay on the track, and someone can eventually crash into it. Why not, right? An untracked train.
But what was it? Oh, but so yeah, so there's I think it was like sometime, I guess August maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe it was September. I don't know. But it was they had in 1991. It's like the fall of the Soviet Union. They had a coup. So their leader at the time, a guy called Gorbachev. He's the guy with the weird head thing. He's like he's like a much more like like Western kind of ruler. He's not this crazy like Soviet like Stalin type character. He's he's more mild.
He was a moderate. I actually do know something about I do know a bit about like the USSR and like how it like functioned. Like Stalin was very extreme in his views, and he was very like totalitarian. Gorbachev was like a moderate that much of the top brass of the Soviet Union, they did not like him because of that.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't actually all that popular like amongst the Russian population either. Like he was just sort of the West, like it was like remarked that like the West really liked Gorbachev, but the actual Russian people they didn't really like him, and that's like culture like in front of our eyes right there.
Yeah, that was it, because he was very he was willing to make friends with the West. That's why they didn't like him.
Like for me, that's like let's see, that's going. Yeah, It's,
no,
is it? Wait, it's going from the
on.
right to the right. So, yeah, it's fine, isn't it?
Nope, that's not it. That's not good.
Is it not going into the right track?
So left is going forward. Left is going forward.
I think it was right, wasn't it?
The train is only going to go... Oh, that's going to be useless, because the train going... It's only going to bring one train one way. Never mind, it's not actually that useful. It's going to be useful as doing this.
I was going to say, but anyway, and then so I think, like, Psych happened. Like, he was making, like, concessions of territory or something. Like, he was letting territories leave the Union.
Yeah, but to be fair, they were not staying.
yeah, exactly. Like it was clear, like there was like it was coming apart whether he liked it or not, and he just thought, like whatever, let's just like let's just be a sensible politician. And then a coup happens. He gets like a military coup happen, and they've got tanks rolling down Moscow, and they're like like democracy is suspended, and the military, all that kind of stuff, and it was a complete optics disaster. Nobody liked that. Nobody likes that. Like they immediately I guess all the Russian people were like, oh, are we just gonna go straight back to like the Stalin type stuff? Like we putting people in gulags again? Like and immediately all these like other politicians, like I think you had like the other guy came off, like I forget his name. He they're like coming out like like the Russian people won't stand for this abuse and stuff, and that was basically the end of it. Like that was like the nail in the coffin. Was like, yeah, this is over. And then within like a few months, it was like formally dissolved.
Yeah, that's literally how it works. Okay, that'll work. That'll do. That'll be like a good like shortcut.
Hey gang, did you know the word scimitar comes from an Italian mispronunciation of the Persian shamshir? There's a lot of things that are like that. There is an awful lot of things that are like that, where like the British or whatever like Western country goes over to some other countries, kind of gets the word, doesn't care at all, and then it just that just becomes like the word.
All right, that's a shortcut. It's not the greatest crossover, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. It's good enough. It's not like a universal junction, but it is a shortcut junction for some trains. I think that's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Actually, could I shortcut it?
I was gonna say, but yeah, like I was getting like just recommended like sort of random YouTube videos about Russia and stuff, and I was like, you know, I want to watch Chernobyl. Like there was a quote by Gorbachev, who like he says like years later, he says you know what I think really destroyed the Union was the Chernobyl disaster.
He's right in that as well. He's very correct. I'm just saying he's very correct in that.
Yeah, he probably is. Like it's.
Well,
like,
I mean, okay, the USSR had like a lot of things going that were like, not good.
Most of it was just straight like economic, ethnic, like the typical problems. But it's like that was like the big public disaster. That was just an embarrassment.
Oh, yeah, that ruined it in the public, in the eyes of the people outside of the Union.
Well, I think like people already knew. Like I think people were like it was obvious that like it was falling apart. But it was sort of like that was like it's really like they couldn't ignore it at that point.
That was the Jova moment. That's what I'm saying.
Like and there was no such quote, but like there may as well have been. Like you could probably like if he wanted to, he could probably have like named names. You know, names of like these specific people
could have.
are what destroyed like the Union, because that's what happened in France. There was the King of France after the Revolution. Comes out and he's riding in like prison or whatever, and he's like he gets given a book. He gets given the works of Rousseau and Voltaire, and like as he's like reading them, he's like these two people destroyed France. It's like
he lost everything.
Yeah, he lost everything.
Also, this is a weird exchange way.
Well, let's have
essentially what it allows trains to do is to hold up.
What am I looking at?
That lets a train exchange to that way. It doesn't go backwards, unfortunately. It doesn't like let trains go round, but it does close. I mean, we could. It's a four-way junction if I really think about it. This is technically a four-way junction. So if I do that, that's technically a legal route.
That's really ugly. I'm sorry.
It's a legal route because it's the trains on the same line, but it's not.
No, I mean physically, it's physically ugly. It looked literally spaghetti.
It's not spaghetti.
Like this is what happens when you've got your spaghetti and you pick the fork up and you've got just a big like tube of spaghetti. Like that's what I'm looking at here.
I love my tubes. Right, we'll do this. Do one more. We can add one more. There
you
we go. That's fine.
You can use verticality. You can have it go up. Like
I can.
I think
but I hate it.
I think
it's hideous when it goes up.
But you can make it designed. You can make it designed. You know, there's for crashing trains. I think the limit is, like the height of the train, which I think is like 6 to 8 foundations or something.
Yeah. Well, if I do this right,
and that's like any lower than that, they crash.
These are gonna crash. These would crash on the line. Like
yeah. See, the downside of doing this is that okay, so we know how easily it is to test crashes now. But
yeah. It's very easy to test crashes, right?
But what we're gonna say, the only way you have to prevent this is by having signals. So this whole thing is like it's like a block, and then they won't cross over.
This would be its own block, but I don't think it should be because it would slow down a lot of traffic.
Yeah. That would cause it could cause traffic. You know how it is with spaghetti. You know how it. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, like actual intersections are going to slow down trains. Whatever that makes sense because they are intersections in the rail line. And if there's nothing on the lines, it won't slow down. It'll be fine.
I don't know,
but like
I haven't gone far with trains enough in Factorio to actually make any like proper intersections with traffic and stuff. In Satisfactory, they have what are called block signals and path signals.
That's part block signals are how it works in Factorio.
Yeah. Where it just cuts it into blocks. But they also have these path signals where it's sort of like it's like a temporary block where it's a block only in like a moments or something. You know, as the train is like approaching or something.
Yeah.
And it's more, it allows for more free intersections where you can have sort of multiple trains going through an intersection, so long as like they're not in collision or something like that. I don't know.
That is true.
They're not difficult, don't they?
As long as the pairs aren't overlapping, I think it doesn't matter exactly how like much clipping we've got going on.
Yeah, it's
like, as long as
more of a visual thing.
Like, this works.
Yeah, sort of. It's always like if you've got like a big spaghetti of rails, sort of like where are my trains going? You know.
Yeah, well, okay. The train, it's kind of obvious because the spaghetti of rails is less about like. The spaghetti I was making was less about like clarity and more just like it kind of has to be spaghettified due to the nature of the way that like, you know, it works, right?
Yeah.
I'm making it work.
Just almost died to a hog.
The hog is coming.
I need more berries. I'm not berry picking enough.
He's not berry picker. He is. I am. I hate to cook. I want to make more food. I want to cook more. I miss cooking. Cooking is a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
You can have fun with cooking. You never have a bad day.
But yeah.
Because you got to cook every day.
I went like binge watched all of like Chernobyl in one sitting. It's
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Like I know I've watched the videos of like fact versus fictions. Like I know where they do it right and where they do it wrong. But it's like it's still very fun.
It's relatively accurate as well. That's like the other thing. Like,
It
is,
like,
it's not that far off of what actually happened.
Like the areas where it's like not right are like kind of few and far between. And more importantly, they don't impact it too much. Like, you still get the same idea of what's going on. And it's sort of like the things they do, like they have the thing where it's like, oh, this whole thing's gonna like explode and stuff, and it's like the way how big they say it is, it's like not actually as big as it was gonna be, but it was still gonna explode, and they still had to like in real life do like the mining operations and stuff, you know, because of that explosion. So in a sense, it's like it was like completely accurate in that sense. It's just like the explosion they say was not as big.
I mean, it's still pretty fucking big for a reactor explosion. I'll be honest, like, it's like, okay, it wasn't quite as big, but like, it was the rare case there was a reactor explosion.
Oh, no, I mean, the water explosion. There was gonna have a thing where they had these water tanks, and if it was to come into contact with like the reactor core or whatever, like it would superheat and explode.
Oh, another steam explosion where like water superheats and creates like a shit ton of pressure instantly.
And in the show, they say that this is going to be like basically like a modern day nuke or something.
I mean,
you know, the whole thing was just going to become like a crater, and
it kind of was though.
Apparently not. Apparently, like the maths of it, like there was like a video of a guy doing like the maths and stuff, and it was like this explode. If this did explode, like it would be a big explosion. It would be a disaster. It was not going to like leave a bad. It wasn't going to turn all of Ukraine into a crater.
No, okay, not that big, yeah, but like it would have been big enough to like. It would have been big enough to be like a disaster in its own right.
Like
and,
they did still have to like make amenities like to in case it did happen, but that it's like so it's like exaggerated. But one exaggeration that apparently was like really bad was the talk about like the death count, and at the end of the series, they say, oh, it's like you know, some of the legends like 90,000 people died or something, and it's like, even the UN doesn't even say that. Like, it contrasts it with like the Soviet number. So the Soviet number of like 31, and then like apparently real life, like even like the UN doesn't even like the UN gives it like 50 or something.
So where they're taking that number from is where Ukraine is how many people Ukraine are saying died.
Oh, they say that.
Yeah, it's like the issue with the Chernobyl disaster is that there is a lot of conflicting sources based on who you ask. Of course, Ukraine want it to be higher because it happened to them.
Yeah.
Right? So they're more willing to like be like, oh god, yeah, that's what happened to us is horrible. This is what happened to us, right? And I get that. You know, I don't blame them for doing that. It's like, yeah, that makes sense from like a perspective. Let's do that.
That just reminded me of another complete. I found this like I went on the Wikipedia page of list of unusual deaths, and this is like the most hilarious Wikipedia page I've ever seen. I can't believe I've
is
never
this
found
the guy
this.
who? Oh, okay. Let me finish my Ukraine
Is
thing.
this okay? Go on.
So like what happened with Ukraine is that like they say a lot of people died because they are counting the fallout, people who may have died from cancers,
Yeah.
like years after as potential deaths for it,
Mm-hmm.
which radioactive material does cause cancer. They're not wrong. They're entirely correct in being like, yeah, that it could be, and it's right, and they're counting it as, while the UN is likely not, and that's like the difficulty in like. This is the difficulty in a lot of nuclear like disasters, because if you look at Fukushima, for example, Fukushima, famous happened in my time. I remember seeing it on like the telly. I remember seeing.
To be honest, Fukushima was like a disaster, but like I kind of like I hate it when they compare it to Chernobyl, as if it's like even remotely on par with Chernobyl.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Not even
I'm talking
remotely.
Like, biggest nuclear disaster of our time specifically.
Yeah. But it's like
but
it was
if
like
you look at if you look at Fukushima, it's like the death count is from like a few thousand due to cancers related in the area to 6 of people who actually died in the reactor and like died from radiation poisoning at the time of the disaster. It's such a wide like that's less than 1%.
It's so hard to predict. It's so like
yeah.
Like I guess you could look at the graphs and see the unusual like increase, and say like these people this is like out of the ordinary, but it's very difficult. Like it's sort of,
and you can't directly point out that those are things, right? You can't even directly be like, yes, those are 100% deaths from this disaster, because you might be wrong.
But
right?
I think like my sort of, I guess like you say, a complaint is that like I feel like the way it was sort of presented in the show with like the number, it's sort of making it seem like those are the liquidators who died. That's how many people died in the cleanup, like immediately as like the cleanup. It's like,
to be fair, a lot of people died in the cleanup of Chernobyl. Like,
yeah, but it wasn't like 90,000. Like that's a bit
no,
extreme.
it wasn't 90,000. No, that was likely people in the town. They're counting like 90,000 sounds like a pretty reasonable estimate, I'd say, based on the size of the disaster and how much of the area around it affected.
Even still though, like it was sort of the show does exaggerate. It does exaggerate.
Oh yeah, 100%. It does exaggerate a little bit, but like I think it gets its points well enough that I don't care. It does a little, but like
it's a great show. It's a great show. I'm a big fan.
Whatever. Whatever. The people and there's like, it's like it is still slight to exaggerate. I think there's not much damage is done with that exaggeration, if that makes sense. Like,
well, I feel like the world would perhaps be a little better if we had a bit more nuclear power.
That's also true.
I will have a say though that the Chernobyl nuclear disaster was both a disaster for the nuclear industry, but also like a godsend for it, because nuclear power is dangerous, and no one can deny that nuclear power is extremely dangerous.
I'm gonna give you like the real thing here. The reactor that was using was by multiple standards and by multiple nuclear agencies out of date and should have been shut down decades before it went off.
Yes, but also fundamentally you can screw up with like a coal power plant. You can have maybe you can have big explosions and stuff like that, but with a nuclear power plant, like if you design it wrong, or if you do the same things they did, like you can cause Chernobyl. Like it's just, this is a thing that exists in what is scientifically possible to do.
That's true. Well, Chernobyl was more a consequence of just the incompetence of the Communist Party. That's what it really was, right? Because in a competent system with competent people and competent leaders, and I mean I don't even mean the wet competent out of the West is so incompetent, no, even in the West we will have dismantled that already. The RBMK reactors were so out of date, but because the top brass of the Communist Party just didn't care or thought it was gonna be fine, don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But it's like hang on, did you hear that?
No.
Well, I thought I heard a echo again.
Okay, I haven't had an echo yet.
All right.
Hey, bombs.
But what I was gonna say, but like, I think like had the Chernobyl accident not happened, like people would have been much more casual about like running like nuclear power plants, even in the West. Like,
That's true.
There would not be as many regulations around it today as there are. It would have been
the
more casual.
The West's regulations came from 3 Mile Island.
I see.
Boom! Alright, okay, I've got a train going through the swamp soon, by the way.
Ah, wonderful. Good luck getting a train through that.
What do you mean, good luck? I've already got a train going through it.
Well, you've already done. I thought you was in a completely different area.
I'm at the swamp already. Check the map.
I see.
Take a peek, son. Take a peek. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm sassing. I'm sassafrassing right now.
You're at the start. You're at the start of the swamp. If you really want, there is a
start. True.
There is an underground route you can take, which is kind of fancy.
I want to go overground trains.
No, not under the swamp. Actually, there's a few areas where I think it's essential to go underground because it's like the only way to go through the map without scaling straight up like a huge mountain, which would require doing like a big spiral staircase. There's a couple. I think there's 3 like major tunnels in the in the map where like people usually put trains through because it's just sort of like the route. I'll show you it actually. I'll drive over to you and show you it. By the time I get there, you'll probably
How connected is mine? Mine's connected off of the Uranium Pass. That's where mine's connected off of right now. So if you want to get to, you got to go through Uranium Pass.
I see. We're giving it names, are we?
Yes, Uranium Pass sounds cool. I want to name it Uranium Pass.
The community already has names for like a bunch of locations, but I haven't got a clue what they are.
I am going to ignore the community. I'm going to name them myself. You got Uranium Pass. You've got the swamp. You've got.
Well, the swamp's not very creative now.
The swamp.
The swamp.
Okay, the bog. The bog. The bog is coming. The bog is coming.
I think. Are we allowed to call it a bog? Do we know the difference geographically?
No, and I don't care.
between a swamp and a bog.
I will. Okay, I'm going to name this place Bajuka Bog after the card in Magic the Gathering. That's the name of it now.
I thought you just like made up a random word.
Nope, I stole it from like a franchise. No, I called it Bajuka Bog because that's a card name. You can't be angry at that. No, let's put this over here.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna care about the. That's a sulfur deposit, right? This is sulfur. We will definitely put the train through like a mountain. Actually, fuck it. I don't care if the train hits the fucking mountain. It'll be fine, right? It just won't crash, right, son?
Oh, it will not crash. Look, if you want to start naming things, okay, they have a name for that strat in the community. Putting the train line through a rock. They call it the 9 3/4 strat.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Right, where are you right now? I think, aren't you like flying towards?
Let's see. Fukushima is saying that there were 0 deaths from the cleanup, with roughly 2,000 disaster-related deaths. Frankly, even look for Japan.
No, someone got
like the fact that like the biggest number they can come up with is 2,000. Look, it was nothing compared to Chernobyl. Chernobyl was like in the middle of bloody nowhere, like the biggest like disaster was like Pripyat and stuff, like because it was right next to it.
So the reason why Chernobyl was so bad, right, is because
it was Russian.
No, it's because Ukraine at the time was the USSR's breadbasket. That was where all the grain, all the wheat, and a lot of food was being made, and that's why it was so bad for the USSR.
They still do that today. Oh no, another bad joke.
That's fucked up, son. No, you can't be saying that.
They just need their green. They need their grain.
God a fucking damn, son.
But anyway,
really?
What was you say? But like Japan is such a densely populated country, and like Fukushima's not that far away from like Tokyo. Like, I went the wrong way. The train. Once you get once you put down like a few train stations, you can auto drive to them rather than driving yourself.
Yeah. Also, hi Regulus. I heard there were some deaths in Fukushima from radiation poisoning, and they are like logged, but so few and far between.
but what
Like,
I was gonna say is like for how close. Hang on, I gotta go backwards to get up this hill. It's not going.
I see. I'm going through the bog. The bog is
yeah.
coming. The bog is coming.
The,
The bog is coming.
Like if Fukushima had been Chernobyl, it would be far bigger than Chernobyl. Simply because
Japan would likely be like in a terrible state right now.
it really would. Like Japan would be finished. Like the amount like you probably have
finish.
like
I don't know what the Finns have to do with this, son. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're on about there, son.
You know, like I don't know which way the winds blow, but like, why is there you've just got an abandoned train here? What are you doing?
Oh yeah, I banned that one. I abandoned that one ages ago. I told you it was just gonna be a rogue train on the line. You've also went the wrong way, I think. No, you're going the right way. Actually, you're going the right
Just
way.
abandoning trains alive. This is a what do you call a train disaster? It's a railway. This is a railway disaster.
Waiting to happen. I don't even know if you're going the right way towards my thing. I don't know if they're linked up yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. We'll find out.
Because I went off and like found, but I don't know if I found a different area. But I might need you there. Ooh, that's a stinky dog. That's a stinky hog.
No, indeed, it does not connect. So I'm just gonna come and catch up with you because I want to show you where this tunnel is because it's not immediately obvious. And you don't have to take the tunnel, but I think tunnels are kind of cool. I think it's kind of.
I think I've been through the tunnel on my single player world.
You may have. You may have.
Looks like I'm fighting a big radioactive dog right now.
Is it a visible one?
Yeah, I can see this one.
It's half the time they're bloody invisible.
You can come and I got its ass. It's dead. It's dead.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but it's like depending on like which way the wind's blowing, if it had been like Chernobyl, like all of Tokyo would have been like ruined.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like that would just like Japan would just cease to function as a country. Like
it would be bad.
But it wasn't and the things that went wrong, like it was like as bad as it possibly could, you know, for modern standards. You know, it
was as bad as it could be. Like just like nature being like, this nuclear power plant is going to go like
exactly like it literally like people criticize. They say, "Oh, like, hey, why did they put it by water?" It's like they look, where was you going to put it in power plant? Like, it's just the way it works. Cooling. It's just the way it works. It's cooling.
It was a double tsunami. It was a double earthquake followed by a tsunami. It was that much natural disaster, and that little happened. Like, I'm kind of surprised.
And it wasn't just like any earthquake. It was like it was the big one. You know.
It was like a 9, right? Which is like, you don't get 9s. You just don't. They just don't happen.
Yeah,
don't happen.
Like the amount, like no one, like frankly, like no one directly died in Fukushima. Like the amount of people that died in the earthquake and tsunami was what, 30,000 or something. It was immense.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? And there was a modern country, you know, and not just any modern country, a really kind of organized country where it's like they're not doing like piles of crowds, you know, like if 30,000 people die in Japan, you know, like things are really bad.
Yeah, it's like, damn.
Yeah, how many people died in there? Was it Syria or Turkey? I think it was on the border. That earthquake a few years ago. Like, and a lot of people died in there.
Gosh.
But a lot of that was that their buildings were practically falling apart anyway. It was a disaster. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, it was like, no, that was a big part of it. It was a big scandal. It was like that, like the amount of people died was because like these buildings, like there were people have been complaining about this for like decades and stuff. You know, that like the infrastructure was like really bad and stuff, and then it was like an earthquake that like really screwed everything up. That those buildings collapsed, and then afterwards, I think like the cleanup effort was really bad as well. Like, and that caused a lot of deaths. You know.
Where are my train lines? This one's coming down here. This will link down here, actually. Check, is this one link down here? Fine. We should make... How many like, rails should we send through the swamp? I don't think we should send that many.
What do you mean?
Well, how many should we send through the swamp?
Not really sure to it. There's a lot of good resources in the swamp. I suspect at some point we're going to have a few train stations down here.
Yeah, I'm just thinking how many rails, though, is the thing.
I'm not sure. To be honest, I was thinking I'm on the other end of the swamp.
you're also just detonating the swamp. I see.
I just like, frankly, like they should just get rid of the fire rocks. They're just rubbish. Don't like them. Simple as.
They're a limiting factor to your early game. That's what they're built as.
That's all they are. But like that's so early game. That's so early game. Like we've had these novelisks since like episode 2. Like,
true. Well, we had some by episode 2, but now we have ultimate.
Oh Jesus!
Spend like a good.
Holy shit!
What?
Look at my stream.
Happened?
Look, catch the delay.
I'm gonna catch you on the delay. Hold up.
Holy shit! That made me jump. Jesus Christ!
Sudden, oh my god, spider jump scare! Holy shit!
Jesus, that was such a jump scare. Oh my shit. Christ!
Oh, it actually got you as well. That's fucked up.
Jesus Christ!
Damn.
I hate the song.
That. Damn.
They just that actually jump. There's literally like jump scare. Jesus Christ!
Fucking got your ass. Holy shit!
God. Jesus Christ!
Right. I'm clearing. A lot of the trees are gone though now. We've got like a lot of trees around here that are just missing, which is very good.
Nice. Give me some. I need to eat some berries.
He's berry picking. He's berry picking, chat.
God damn.
But I'm gonna do something real quick. If the server lags, I'm sorry, teehee.
Oh, you busy torrenting or something?
No, I'm turning down my settings a bit because I've got them on ultra for no fucking reason. And it's like,
I see. Oh,
why are they on ultra? Give me like.
Depending on the settings, some of them you might have to restart. I don't know though. I don't change my settings too much.
I will strictly not be restarting. I'll just apply this. Motion blur off. Good. We'll apply this. Ooh. Okay, game looks a bit worse, but it runs so much smoother now. Yeah, no wonder my game was running like ass. I had it on ultra. I was like, bruh.
There we are.
I need to get new computer parts though. I need new computer parts.
I like if I had loads of money, replacing computer parts would be a load of fun. But I don't have loads of money. Replacing computer parts is terrifying. Because I'm always worried that like if I hold this thing the wrong way, I'm just gonna screw it all up.
I'm gonna be honest. Computer parts are really durable for like what people think they are.
It's still a fear. It's like you're just holding this thing that costs you like God knows how much money, and you know, like one thing is like you know I could do a cooking stream. You know, like what it would involve would be taking my computer downstairs, unplug it, and plug it back in downstairs. But oh my, holy shit! I'm getting I'm getting like using like a DDS on me here. Jesus Christ!
I think if I ever do like cooking streams, I'm gonna set it up so I have like a proxy terminal instead. I'm just gonna have like a network based on like a single hub.
That's pretty clever though. If I did it, I would just... The only way I would do a cooking stream is if I got a laptop. Because that's just like the most obvious solution, I think.
That's also true.
I've been trying to get to the other end of the swamp, but like I'm just like, you know, like almost like twice now I've almost died to these bloody spiders.
You are nearby me though. You are nearby me though.
What does that mean?
You're nearby. You're nearby me.
Do I have any berries?
He's berry picking again.
I'm out of food. Do we have any No. Okay.
I did collect a whole new slug.
Whole new slug?
Yeah, a whole new slug.
A whole new slug.
There. That up there.
But what was it? Oh yeah, like I feel like and this is, you know, maybe it's a bit of a schizo theory, but I think a lot of the I think some of the comparison of Fukushima to Chernobyl is from people who don't like Japan.
No, I think it's people who don't. I think it's like anti-nuclear sentiment, aka big oil.
That too. People who don't like nuclear, but also people who don't like Japan. There's a lot of things that will like happen where it's sort of like Japan does this like kind of minor thing, and they're like, oh, this is why Japan is a problem. We need to get rid of Japan or something like. We're British.
Not heard this.
we're British, but a lot of Americans don't like Japan. Like they're still like upset about like Pearl Harbor or something. Like and there's
what?
It's America.
Huh?
And
son, I think this is a schizo theory, by the way.
I acknowledge it's a schizo theory, but I'm like, oh, this is my schizo theory, okay? And
that's true. It's your schizo theory. I fucking hate these fucking tool things. Get out of here,
tool
you stupid
things.
dog.
Oh, okay.
Get out of here, you stupid tool dog.
Yeah, but like another one is like the suicide rate. I'm pretty sure America has a higher suicide rate than Japan, like per capita.
I don't know. I don't know. But I also
can't remember.
don't
I
think...
looked up the numbers at one point. And it's like Japan's like kind of average.
I'm gonna be honest. I think you're just underestimating. Like, it's just all big oil. It's all big oil that did that for the Fukushima disaster.
Yeah. I guess it's definitely part of it. But I do think there are like people they're giving Japan way harder of a time than they like deserve. Like, it's like you just this like it's obvious that Fukushima was not as big as Chernobyl by like factors of a million. You know, like it's like
yeah. I don't think they're giving Japan a hard time. I don't think that's what it is. They're saying that the disaster was so big because they want you to keep using oil. That's why.
Who knows? It's
I know. I'm aware of it. Teehee.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. I'm a knower. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm a bit of a knower in this one. Right, let's bomb this. Stinkrock down.
Stinkrock deodorized.
Also
speaking. Oh, that's all I was gonna say. The Wikipedia list of unusual deaths. If you haven't checked it out, it's absolutely hilarious. There was like one of them where there was this like 16-year-old boy who dies of effectively overdosing on deodorant.
What he just used too much deodorant and it like kills him, right?
It like goes like too much like absorbed into his skin and stuff, and like it killed him. And
what the fuck?
He was apparently like he was like a hygiene nut. Like he was really obsessed with hygiene. He used too much deodorant and he died. And Skog found. And there was another one, and this is like a bit of like a tangent where you've probably heard of this. And I hadn't heard about this because this was like before my time. So there was this guy.
You're older than me. Wait, what do you mean?
No, this was before both of our times. This was a long time ago. There was this guy who invents a more efficient gasoline, more efficient petrol.
Yeah.
And hold on. And
I wonder how he invented something new that could have changed the world. I wonder what happened to him.
He invents what today is known as leaded gasoline.
Oh, lead poisoning. My beloved. Yummy.
He doesn't die of lead poisoning. And he invents this. And for a while he makes loads of money and everyone loves it. It's like really like efficient fuel and stuff. It's like, wow, it's a great idea. And then like at some point later they're like, whoa, this is a disaster. Like yeah, this is like serious environmental disaster. And so they get rid of all the leaded gasoline and like whatever. And he like moves on, life moves on. And then he goes and invents, I can't remember what it was, this like other thing. And this causes the hole in the ozone layer. Here's the guy. This one man is the cause of the whole lead in our blood issue that like affected an entire generation in significant ways, as well as the hole in the ozone layer. Two of his inventions.
I'm kind of impressed. I'm kind of impressed, honestly.
And then after like he retires and he goes and he makes yet another invention. He's having like troubles with regular snows. Don't read the comment yet. You'll spoil it.
Okay.
And he goes and invents like an invention for like helping him get out of bed because he's like old and stuff. It's like some Wallace and Gromit like contraption.
Oh, I love Wallace and Gromit. It's one of my favorite movies.
And that's how he dies. He gets like tangled up in like his own machine and it suffocates him.
That's really funny.
And then like after he was like died and stuff, there's like a comment like about him where like someone writes it's like this one man has caused more environmental damage than any other organism on this planet.
True.
And yeah, that's the one. It's I'm gonna read the comment. Yeah, Mr. Midgley. Yeah, he's an American inventor. Yeah, tetraethyl lead he makes, leaded gasoline, and then and also like the sort of the things that like destroy like the ozone layer. Like he makes up both of them.
He's like, I will single-handedly destroy the planet.
Like,
truly the best fucking supervillain ever to exist.
Like there was like someone else like made like a comment about him where it's like he had like an uncanny ability to cause environmental disasters. It's like his attraction to terrible ideas.
I'm impressed. Honestly, I'm just impressed.
Like he literally like an unintentional Doofenshmirtz. He's an unintentional James Bond villain.
My ozone destroyinator. Inator.
Put a hole in the ozone layer across the entire tri-state area.
With this, I'll put a hole in the ozone layer. Perry the platypus. What are you doing here? No.
Oh my god! What the? I don't know what even killed me.
You got killed by the spider.
I don't even know.
I don't my game. I forgot about that.
I don't even know what killed me. Like I was it radiation? Was I getting attacked? I don't even know.
You're getting irradiated. You're getting spicy. That's what you're getting.
Oh my god! I'm so bad at the combat in this game.
It's
like
easy. I found that funny like cave you're talking about, by the way.
Is it? Let me look on the map. See if you're in the place I'm thinking of. No, you're nowhere close. That's the other cave. That's
okay.
That's
the other cave. I see.
The cave I'm thinking of is like there's uranium in that cave. An ore node.
Oh, there's a bunch of Caterium in this cave. I found.
Oh, what was it? Yeah, he'd been like strangled. Yeah, Regulus, get the quotes. Get the quotes that people have made of him about like him like being like destroying the earth.
Regulus is putting too much text in the chat for me to pay attention to. I'm sorry.
These are big blocks of text. It's pretty much what we were just saying. It's pretty much what we were just sort of saying about this guy.
I'm a mentally ill zoomer. I cannot deal with too much text in one go. Oh, big stink dog.
Oh, there was another one, and I think I went the wrong way again. But the what's it called? There was like another guy where this was like the 1800s or something. This like scientist, he's convinced that mosquitoes carry this like very particular disease. It's like really.
I heard of this one. Yeah, you sent this one.
Yeah, I showed you this one. He's convinced that the mosquitoes carry. So he got bitten by a bunch of mosquitoes and died of that disease a few days later.
I mean, to be fair.
He was,
to be fair,
look, if it said, oh, he had a suspicion, he had a theory, but he wasn't confident of it, like, sure, but, like, he was convinced. He was convinced. He's like, yeah, I know this has this disease, and he goes and dies of it.
Okay, but, like, he was proving its existence by doing that.
Yeah, I know, but it's so silly. It's so silly.
He gave his life to his work, and you know what, I can only
but, like, if he, like, knew this was gonna happen, what's he doing?
Well, he was convinced, but he probably had, like, people didn't believe him. That's usually what it is in the scientific community. It's like,
I still think it's a very silly story. Is this even my death crate? I don't remember dying here. I thought I was like, this isn't even the swamp. What the hell?
It's probably death crates.
No, it was my death crate, but like, it's the only one on the map.
All the death crates right now are yours, by the way.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Hold on now. What do you mean all the death crates? There was only one death crate. I'm not that bad at the game.
That's all of them. It's a true statement.
all right. Concede.
Am I right or am I right?
Concede to the valid, logical argument. Oh, but then there was another one, and you might have heard of this one as well, because this is also kind of funny. There was this lawyer who and he was showing this like group of like law students or something this window in a skyscraper, and he was like, you know, like this window is shatterproof, and this is on like the top of like a skyscraper.
Did he just slam into it?
And he's like this building, like the glass will not shatter and stuff. It's designed to withstand this. And he jumps out, and then the glass doesn't shatter. The whole pane falls out, and he falls to his death. And I almost feel like this is like a joke because it's sort of like it's like a legal joke. It's like legally speaking, the glass did not shatter. It's like
That's true, that's true.
this is not false advertising. The glass didn't
And legally, you're just an idiot if you like press yourself again. It's like if you throw yourself out a window in a skyscraper, you're kind of an idiot and you deserve anything that happens.
Yeah.
Oh sweet! I found all. Oh, I found the cave connections. I found the cave connections, son.
Let me let's see where is it? No, you're
Whoa,
wrong.
I came out
It's
here.
not the cave. It's not the cave. Look,
No, but this is a cave. This is a cave that's really cool. That like connects 3 different areas. Holy shit! This comes out by the fucking Oh, I know where this comes out. This comes out by the thing. I can make an intersection here. Hold up, I can make a whole ass intersection out of this place. Oh, we're cooking. We are cooking tonight. That's all I'm saying. We are making an intersection, son. We're making a very good intersection tonight. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to spend all day doing this, by the way.
how do I get out of here? I'm trapped somewhere. I'm trying to go over to see this cave you're on about.
Right, it's space elevator is there.
There was another one. There was another one. This was I think like something like the 1800s. Like this guy invents a flying machine. You know, it's before the invention of planes.
Yeah.
He invented a sort of parachute, a sort of like unfoldable parachute type thing, and he's gonna show it off on like the Eiffel Tower. He's gonna jump off the Eiffel Tower, and then like there's a video of it. It's like some black and white like 1 FPS video of like it, and it just shows him just like plummeting to the ground like in like 2 seconds.
Really funny.
Like
He just dies.
like it's really anticlimactic. Like sort of like he's got this like he's like preparing for. He's standing at the top, it's all heroic and stuff. He's like you know she'll make his mark, and there's just like 2 seconds of him like just dropping like a rock, and then like he just like dies instantly.
Boom! Oh, that's such a good throw. Okay, I'm making use of, you know that intersection I made that a little while ago? Like, the really annoying one that made me angry. You know that one?
The one underneath the foundations?
Yes! I'm making use of it.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful.
I found a cave. I found a cave. I found a whole ass cave, right?
There's an ass cave? Bro, when did I get
A
over
whole... No, as in a whole ass cave. As in, like, it's like a whole tunnel, right?
there? There are no
Like
asses
the whole
in the
9
cave.
yards. There are no asses in it. I'm sorry, son. I know this disappoints you.
So over.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the railway over there, and I'm gonna make it part of an intersection of its own intersection, because that's what a railway is. That's what a railway network is. It's just a mix of intersections and stations.
Yeah.
Right, and rails connecting them together. And you don't need to worry about that last bit. That last bit's kind of like not important. But oh, it is right next to the SAM site. That's huge. That's actually huge for me. Okay.
But what other ones was there? There was just a whole bunch. I'm trying to think of one. There was one that was like really unusual where it's like this like lady was like walking past, and then like a little dog falls out of like a window of like a skyscraper and like kills her as it falls on her head. And then someone
What the
like
fuck?
and then like
Son,
someone
where did you
like
find
and then
this?
like immediately this is on Wikipedia. No, there's no video of this one. This is just this is a story.
Wikipedia. What the hell?
These are real stories, I'm
Bruh.
sure. And then like, oh no, you know, I'm gonna find it. It's so funny. It's so funny. I'm gonna go find these. I'm gonna
I'm
find
a
this
little
story.
dumb. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little dumbfounded.
I'm gonna find them.
Okay, incoming is the most insane part of the railway network. I'm gonna tell you that now. Yeah, that's no. This is the wrong one. We need to go in this way. I think it goes round here, so we'll actually do this. Hold up. Take this part. We'll put it up here. Hi, spider. Bye, spider. I don't give... Yo, I need to kill the spider. Fuck it. Walk up to the spider, place a bomb on it. Dead spider.
I'm reading through this list, see if I can find anything that was funny.
He's a funny Max and he list. We'll do this. A creature's in the way. There's a stupid dog in the way, and like the dogs.
Oh, 20 passengers on an airliner were killed. A crocodile escaped, and it was smuggled aboard the plane. A crocodile.
The fuck?
It escaped mid-flight. The panicked passengers all like went to like the forward of the plane trying to run away from it, which caused the plane to unbalance and crash. And then the crocodile survived.
That's really funny. Stupid big dog, get out of here!
This guy was stabbed in the leg by a bird with a knife strapped to its leg in a cockfight arena.
That's really funny. They were cockfighting though. They kind of earned it at that point. Earned demise, honestly, deserved. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, what else is there?
That cave there. That's the cave there. So I can't wait for you to see.
Okay, let's check the map. Where is he? Okay, show me this cave you have found. Is this the cave you mean?
Yeah, this is the cave I mean. I'm making a whole railway system through it. I'm using it in the railway system.
Oh, did I use this cave in my world? I'm not sure. I don't think I did. Not
don't
this.
know,
Not this.
but I'm using it.
This is a cool cave. What was a slug down there? So I gotta pick up these. I gotta pick up these mushrooms because I keep dying. Need food.
You should make the inhaler because the inhaler heals you all your health. Goofy,
I don't have asthma. Okay, that would be appropriate. Okay, that was a bad joke.
Appropriation of asthma? What the hell are you on about? Ooh, hang on. No way. Does this go up somewhere? Wait, hang on. Does this railway? Does this cave go up somewhere else?
A cave this big will surely have another exit.
It does have another exit, but you can't use a train for it, unfortunately.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's a vertical. It's vertical in a cramped space.
Oh, what about this one down here? This like wide opening one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that's gonna be part of it. That leads into the swamp. So we have another train line that goes straight from the elevator to the swamp.
All right. I wanted to read more of the Wikipedia article, but I'm being attacked by the spiders.
I'm killing the spiders. I know what I'm doing. Ooh, new cave, new cave. New cave, who dis? New hole, who dis? Ooh, can't go this way. Okay, yeah. We can't have, like, the train line go through this area, out the top, onto the... I'm gonna call it the plateau. Right? This is the plateau. Right. Where the quartz mining is currently happening. But we can have it go from the elevator all the way to the middle of the swamp. Like, direct. Not going around anything. Which I think is pretty good, don't you agree?
Hold on, I'm getting radiationized.
Getting ionized?
Where's the exit? I can't find the exit to this place.
He's stuck in the cave. I
made it up.
This man plays Minecraft. He does not put torches down in his caves.
I'm not that bad. I sometimes, if I'm like not being an idiot, I'll put down torches in like sensible places in my mind so I can actually navigate. Very rarely.
Does he chat? Do you know? Have you shown chat your Minecraft gameplay?
Not for a very long time.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I haven't been on Minecraft grind in a while.
I can't quite like confirm the veracity of your situation.
Veracity.
Veracity. I think veracity is the right word. I don't know if I'm using that word right.
To be honest, I don't know what the whole veracity means either.
Okay, that's fair. I'm using it right then. We're just going to assume I'm using it correctly.
Yeah, it's good. It's good enough. But
We'll assume, and if there's an issue that comes up, I will tell people to just cope and see then mold in chat. It's fine.
Give me out of this nightmare place, all these enemies. Give me back to the safe area.
Oh, there's a train that goes right through like a pillar. That's really funny.
It's kind of funny.
It's really funny. You should come take a look at it.
You mean like a power pillar?
No, rock.
Or it goes just and you. I'll never understand.
Rock. Solid granite.
We're clipping, are we?
We're clipping the trains because the trains are annoying to deal with if we are clipping. I'm gonna be
Hates
honest.
the trains.
They are kind of annoying to build. I'll be honest.
My goodness, he hates them.
A little bit. A little bit. But, you know, I made it look good, so it's whatever. Whatever.
Right,
We'll put this one here, and we'll put it down. Put it down over here. Now, can we fit the mining
machines? Here's another one. This man was asphyxiated by an atomic wedgie administered by his stepson during a fight.
By his stepson, bro! You kind of have to kill yourself after that, to be fair.
Atomic wedgie.
That's like that you kind of just can't keep going. You kind of just like end it there, honestly. Like I can't I can't even like sympathize with that. You got an atomic wedgie by your stepson. That's actually insane. That's insane. Right, there's a Caterium in the area. Let me check. Ooh, there is a third Caterium vein that is right about there. That's fine. Okay. All right. The train lines aren't interfering with Caterium. We're so back.
Let's see what else is there.
I remember going to Sun's Minecraft base. It was just full of monsters from lack of torches. That makes sense.
I think at the time I needed like some drops from the monsters, so I deliberately left it unlit.
Wait, why would you not just go to an area that has no torches? Wait, hang on, what?
I have my methods.
Okay, whatever. Okay, you know, I'm gonna believe you. I'm just gonna believe you. Yeah, okay. Now train line goes out into the coal, or into the swamp.
Okay, here's another one. It's like this person was decorating their family grave when the tombstone fell over on top of them and killed them, and then they too were buried there.
That's a comical death. That's really comical.
It's like the gravestone's like oh, would you please join us?
Grave Dunbury said, "You want in?" Let's make a where are we in the swamp? We here. I guess we can make like an intersection right there. That's a decent spot for an intersection. Yeah, you know what? I'll build it here. Fuck it. Do we need to go this way? Do we need to go this way? Because that's where the line comes down from there. I think it comes down there. Yeah, I can see it if I'm careful. If I just fly, hang on, I can see it if I fly. Yeah. Okay, so we make an intersection here. We do this here. Yoink, free mushroom. And we'll put one extra line going out this way, because that makes sense. Oh, this is a pretty intersection. Okay, so I need you to come take a look at this.
Wait, hold on. So I've got one more. There's a 13-year-old from England who died after someone threw a piece of cheese at him. He was allergic to cheese.
That's funny. That's terrible, though. Being allergic to cheese
gets
is,
worse.
Terrible.
His name was Chima. Kind of sounds like cheese.
It does sound a bit like cheese. Anyway, new whole ass new railway built.
There we go. Is it connected to the main line?
It will soon be.
I think let me look at the map. See how close I am. See if it's quicker. It's just quicker to walk over, I think.
It's quicker to walk. It's quicker to take the train through the tunnels. That's where it's quicker to do now.
I don't know. I don't know the routes. I keep going the wrong ways.
Have I made have I made the network a bit complicated? Have I done that?
Oh no, it doesn't matter. Like the main use of like trains is not like for manually driving through, for automatic driving through. The automatic driving through, they know where they're going.
That's fair. All right, but if you go through the cave, if you go through that cave I found, you will find a very nice intersection and a quick way back and forth from the swamp.
Ah, I think I see it. It's just it's a really nice intersection. It looks like, what is this, the Mitsubishi logo?
That's kind of the way we're going. We're actually heading up that. We are heading that way.
This is the intersection.
Yeah, there it is.
Right?
You're at it.
It looks.
Yeah, it's the intersection.
I think that's Mitsubishi, or however the car brand's called.
Possibly, but now it's actually just like it's just completely connected.
Oh, I see the pillar. Oh, this is fine. I thought you were just going straight completely through the pillar, like head
no. Wrong one, son. Wrong pillar.
Because you've done it elsewhere. You are just going straight for a pillar somewhere.
Yeah, follow me.
I almost got on top of the train.
Well, first off, we're going through the thing, but then there's another. It's up here. It's up here. It's up here. You'll see it. You'll see it when it's on the. It's on the opposite way. It's on the opposite way. It's not on my track, but you can see it from there. You can see it from there.
Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
It is going straight through the pillar. You want
it's sort of like
you want to get on.
You can't. It's already full, but I'll get on top.
Okay.
I'm glad this works.
It does work.
Although, depending on how close it gets to the top, I'll probably clip through the wall. Yeah, it's over.
Doink.
Get rejected.
Yeah, now this connects up to the one below the oil.
There we go.
So now the area below the oil connects up to like two different areas now. Well, three different areas, including the main starting point. It does go through a floor though, and I don't care. It does go through a floor. You know, actually, is there a way I can do this better? Hold up, is there a way I can do this better? That is a question. All right, can I put this up here? Railroad track too steep, too steep, too steep, too steep. We can do this. Oh, son?
Hello?
You there?
I am. So I was reading Wikipedia.
Okay, your stream just crashed on my end. That might be my L. That might be my browser. I'm not sure. Okay, might be my browser.
At some point, I did drop 3,000 frames. Let me see what it says on this.
Oh no.
The count is still going up, and the bitrate says it's all right. I did drop some frames at some point. I'm not sure when that was.
I see. Well, we now have a full on. So we have like a quad intersection underneath the oil area, which leads to up on top of the hills where the quartz is, and it leads to the cave to where the Caterium and the swamp is, and it leads back to the elevator. That is 3. Count 'em, 3.
That's a lot. That's a lot of railways.
It is. And we have another intersection going off a different direction, so we could do something with that. We could take it to a storage. It looks like it's gonna go to a storage area, if anything, or to a different cave, possibly.
Oh, here's one. This guy was at a wedding. He eats a fish cake, and it's so hot that it burns the inside of his throat, and he dies.
Damn, that's fucked up.
And then the what's it called, the doctor who does the autopsy says this is extremely rare, and his the condition was similar to people who had inhaled smoke during a house fire.
That's really that hot. Fucked up. What the fuck? How do you get a fish cake that hot?
What are they doing? Oh, I want to find the one of the guy. I think he tried robbing a bank or something. Can't find it. It might have been on a 20th century one.
Okay. Train is good. Time to take this train to the intersection and have it so it connects everywhere. We've got that line there. And this line up here, which could... Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. A 74-year-old Italian man was crushed under thousands of pounds of cheese wheels.
This sounds like a more comical version of Live Leak, what we're doing right now.
Kind of. Tell me
God,
tell me stuff a bit like it's kind of grimdark. It's like
I was about to say I miss Live Leak.
Oh, okay.
I miss Live Leak. Damn, that place was fun. Yeah, I'm sad. Don't be sad because it's gone. Be happy for the memories you made. Another line done.
Let me get the 20th century ones.
Let's go this way. We'll put the big railway base in there because big railway base, my beloved. Ooh, owie zowie, my fucking foots.
Hold on, I'll be right back. 1 moment.
Oh, he's disappearing. He's left me. Chat, time for me to entertain you. Right. So, chat. Snuff comedy films. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Regulus? What do you mean by that? 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 What are you yapping about, mister? I might get a snack. I'm kind of hungry. Chat, I'm kind of hungry. Well, do I get snack? Yay or nay? I have eaten something today, so it's not like I'm like getting a snack for no reason, but I kind of want one.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Snack, yes. Snack, yes. I should get a snack. You are right, Regulus. You are so right, mister. Right, let's go here. What? Alright. Son, the cave line has been added to the main loop.
The cave line. The one I went through?
Yeah, the one that everyone went through. Yeah, the cave line. By the way, guys, the author of Chainsaw Man is going to be doing BL manga. Based? Holy based? Yaoi enjoyers rejoice. Don, what's your opinion on Yaoi?
Wait, hold on. I'm distracted at the moment. Hold on.
Okay, that's right. He's getting ganked. He's getting ganked. Chat, he's getting ganked by family. It's over for him. He will never make it out of Bronze Jungle. That's all I'm saying. No, I'm joking. I'm fucking with him. I'm sorry, son. I'm just being funny. Alright. I am literally spending all of this stream just building a railway. No factory shall be built today. It shall be all railway. But you know what? That's fine. I've made
once again back.
Okay, were you getting ganked, aggroed by family?
Yeah. Well, they're offering me food. Offering me food. How can I say no?
Oh, they're not getting aggroed. Shit, to say go get that. Go get that bread. Go get that bread. That's like worth it. Go get it. Okay, huge. Right, I'm tempted to make a snack. I misread recommending a BL manga. It's over. Yaoi enjoyers. Nothing ever happens.
What's going on?
All right, son. Regulus baited me. That's what Regulus did.
The guy who does Chainsaw Man doing a yaoi manga? That's really surprising because like I feel like he does like the most
read the second line. Read the next message.
Recommending?
It's over.
Oh. So that would have been like it's kind of because like he's by far like the straightest looking author I've ever seen. In terms of like his manga, like it's very, very straight. It doesn't seem gay at all.
That's true. Speaking of comics, son, you're gonna be happy to hear this. I actually did a bit of research. There are things called a colorist. What the fuck? They're real. I didn't believe you. It sounds insane.
I confess I forgot about it completely and didn't look it up myself. But that's well, hold on now. Do tell me what you've learned of how prevalent is it?
there are inkers, there are colorists, there are line artists. There's like a whole ass team to draw a single image.
It's a
What
thing
the
it's a
fuck?
thing I complain about. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Also, I'll be right back.
Unironically, you are.
I gotta go to the door
Okay,
to pick up my
okay.
probably
Let's go get
McDonald's.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Holy shit, Sun was right, and I doubted him, and I take back everything I said during that conversation. He is 100% right. I bow. Right, it's that level of like, god damn. We've got. Where are we going with this? We're going this way, I think. That's one cave down. We should go find a second cave. Yes, cave 2. Yeah, we're gonna have all the caves link up. We're gonna have all the caves be the link, you know. Stink rock located. Teehee. It's so funny that there's like 5 people working on American comics at once and none of them are communicating with each other. Exactly, it's fucked up because in manga I expect like maybe 1 or 2 people working on it like entirely, right? All the line art, all the color work, all like the shading, the writing, all done by like the same 1 or 2 people, right? At most, right? And then I found out in comics, it's like there's like 20 people working on this one book. It's like, what the hell? How do you even guys get anything done? And they just don't. That's why it sucks. That's why comics suck. But they're lame as hell. That is 100% why they suck. That must be why they suck, right? I mean, they suck for other reasons, but that must be why they suck. Like, at most, I expect, like, an artist and a writer, right? I expect, like, the mix of the both, like, an illustrator and a author. Like, manga doesn't even do that. Manga just is like, this is, like, one person working on everything. Huh. Yoink. It's entirely different teams. Yeah. Like, I remember, the Full Metal Alchemist mangaka. That's like they're my perspective on like how mangakas work. Oh my god. Sun's stream crashes on my screen because I don't know why. Opera is like having a nightmare today. I'm like, okay, I'll simply just ignore you. Teehee. Wah. Wah. So I'll simply ignore it. Oh well. Oh well. Teehee. Ooh, Skug. Skug located. Boom! Yoink. Boom.
Alright, and once again,
Welcome back, Mr. Sun.
It's not
Is it
McDonald's,
tainted
it's
food?
the fish and chip shop.
Fish and chip shop is good though. That's like good food, and it's good food for like decent money too. It's filling, and we like that. I'm getting aggroed by a stink spider.
So I'm just gonna sort of like idle as I eat this. I'm really going to feed you.
He's gonna munch. Didn't you just have a cheeseburger
like
an hour ago?
Yeah.
Where's the spider gone?
Oh, just tell me about the comics then.
Oh yeah, no, I found it's just that I found out like the existence of like a colorist because I found like there's this video that I put on my recommended, right? On my YouTube recommended. And it was like how X guy ruined Y guy's art, and it was like a picture of the Fantastic Four, right?
I'm trying to think if I know the comic.
I was like, huh?
Yeah, there's a few comics that are like notorious for colorists doing terrible jobs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the names because I didn't care because I don't read either.
I often don't care about the names either.
But like the point was is that like I found out it just proved what you were saying like I think it was like either last stream or the stream before.
It's
where you were
they're like untrained.
No, they were like in this video they were all like prevalent, well-known like veterans of the industry.
That's kind of surprising.
Like, you know, they'd like worked on multiple different like popular stories before. All of them had, and it's like, oh, I just killed 7 spiders in one bomb.
Wow, he's just putting an end to the spiders' lineage.
Yeah, I'm the one who wins the PvP in this game. I'm the one who wins the PvE as well. Teehee.
Look at Regulus defending his Oshia, is he now?
It proves one of Son's point, but he made like 5 different still very wrong points. I don't know. I don't know what I can't remember the rest of the points. I think the one point I care about here is the one that like I interacted with, I found out on my own, was that Son said there's too many people doing these comics. There's like a colorist and inker, and I'm like, these are not terms in the industry. And lo and behold, I was wrong as hell. That's what it was.
But it's like it's like you know a way of like people saying there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Exactly, 100%.
Whether you're an artist or you're a writer or an editor or whatever, everyone has their own personal idea of what the project is, and being artist type people, it's often hard for them to put that aside. They want to do their thing, and so you'll get and people aren't communicating properly, this is what happens in the comics industry a lot, is that there's just this, you can like see it, there is a conflict of who wants to do what. Especially I think there's like ego involved. See, the inker is like, he's the celebrity, he's like he's the one who's doing like oh no, not the inker, the penciler, but sometimes they're the same, and they're like, they're the people doing the lines, they're the real the hot shit. And sometimes they have an ego, and like they're clearly not thinking of them as like just a cog in a machine, so they make this like really cool piece of art that stands on its own as just the ink, and it looks really good. You look at some comic art where it's like it's not colored, it looks better than when it's colored.
Yeah,
because it was drawn to be looked at in black and white. It was just drawn as ink because that's what the inker cares about.
The colorist comes along,
and he just like, the color just adds color, and it's terrible.
Yeah, it's color, and then there's like, and it's like it just ruins it because it's like all the cool line art is gone.
All right, sometimes what happens, they'll do it. The penciler, the guy doing the drawing, he'll make this really like good composition, and then the guy doing the letterer, he'll put in a speech bubble and ruin the whole thing. And
then there's the guy writing it, and the image has nothing to do with what the writing is. Like, as well, it's like all 5 guys have fucked up like in their own way and fucked over each other.
Exactly.
But like with like manga, it's like one guy. It's like one guy and they're doing all of it, so it's like they have so much more creative control.
But even more, they know what's going on. Like, it's one vision. It's like the guy, he knows, I'm going to put a speech bubble here. I know what's happened. I know exactly. Like, I wrote the story. Like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. There's also like a chance that like manga artists don't like always plan for putting speech bubbles, but I don't think they care. They're like, oh, I could just edit this. I can look at my image.
It depends.
Be like, where's the best bit to put it out?
They're generally like
the speech bubble.
If the manga artist is experienced, he's gonna know. Like, all right, I know this. They're gonna be talking here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna leave. I've got to leave. It's just part of like the job and stuff. But with comic artists, they may not have any clue what's going on in the story.
They don't have a clue, and it's,
They
don't have a clue, and there's also just a chance they just don't care.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue, I think, is that they don't care. When a manga artist makes a manga, they're making their manga. It is their passion project. It is always their passion project. There is no such thing as not doing your passion projects in manga. Like, it's always like you don't get employed to work on someone else's manga. Assistants excluded, of course. I mean, the authors.
Yeah,
but
I don't think there's. I think there's like one example of a mangaka getting a different artist to do their art, and I think that's the Naruto artist during like the later part, like during like late Shippuden and Boruto.
Yeah, but although you can almost say that is like it's assistant work. It's like there's just more extensive assistance.
Well, no, they're doing the art. Like the artist is now different to the writer.
Yeah, that's right. So like Berserk had a similar thing where like some of the later chapters were just full on drawn by the assistants, and like that was part of it. He was like, I'm training you to do this and stuff, and you're gonna make like the art of like the manga and stuff, and it's but that's rare. That's really, these are like exceptional cases. For the most part,
they're exceptional cases, and they're like, when they are done, it's like very, how do I put? It's very Erika Tomoya also left Super Tutorial. That's true.
Yeah. But and
like,
even in those cases, the guys are probably also really passionate. Like it's sort of like they've handpicked people who are destined for this.
Yeah, it's like there's like a level of like, I am passing the torch to my chosen protege. Like, it's less I'm just hiring a guy to do the art. It's I have specifically trained you to draw not just well, but in my style and to know my writing style so that you can continue this, right?
In the West, a lot of artists and writers, they are not too happy with the stuff they're working on. It's just like
That's
this is a stepping stone in their career.
that's dumb as hell. They should be more passionate about things they're writing because you can tell, like you can feel how passionate an artist and writer is.
It has gotten better.
about
It
their
has
work.
gotten better though. Well, I say gotten better. It had gotten better in the past, and the comic industry is just dead today. But
Okay.
in the beginning of the comics industry, artists did not like comics. This was shameful work. They would sometimes use pseudonyms because they didn't want to put their name on this stuff. They were embarrassed to work, and they did this just for money.
What the fuck?
It
Huh?
was not a respected art form at all.
That's crazy. That's insane to me because I'm so used to like in manga, like in the manga I've read, I'm so used to like the artist giving himself a little like mascot that represents himself and then discussing like where their inspirations came from for their thing. I'm so used to that because I don't read comics. So like like you telling me like oh comic artists hate their work, I'm like what the fuck? That's like.
But I think by the time the '80s came around, you know, it'd been a generation since comics had, you know, been a thing in form, and now that they're a big thing and people like them, so you did get people who's like, you know, I like comics, I'm a comic guy, so I like comics, and that's like, you know, they don't call that the golden age of comics, but they've got a name for it. It's like this is a really good point in comics. That's when all like the big names start appearing.
Another example I'm thinking of is like let me think. I need to get away from the bugs. Hold up, before I go Google something, I need to get away from the bugs.
You know, but
That's
that's
a
like,
big spider. What the fuck?
yeah. But when I speak of like comics and manga and stuff, and I say, so what's the comic industry doing wrong? There's many things, and one of them is that there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and that the
Oh, yeah, 100%.
the final project is confused. You know, you got the inker's doing one thing, the colorist's doing another thing, the letterer's doing another thing. Like no one's communicating properly. There's no one cohesive vision. It's a mess. It's a mess. You know, when you think of artists have art styles, and this art style is to an extent, to a large extent,
egos.
it's natural.
That's what they got. They got egos.
I think they've got egos as well, yeah. But every artist has a style, and this is like their natural thing. This is like what they're drawn towards. They don't draw in other styles, you know. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna draw like this one. They have their style, and that's what they like to draw in.
Oh yeah, like how Roald Dahl's the Roald Dahl books have like a certain style to them. Yeah, no, that's like someone having an art style is very like obvious and very like like I expect an artist to have their own like sort of style. Like you Mr. Sun, you have your art style, don't you? You draw in.
Unless you have a really distinct style, it's often hard for the artist to even identify their own style. It's just the way they draw. It's like it's hard to.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a peculiar thing. Yeah. What was I gonna say? What was I saying? But this art style, it's not just visual. It's like it's like this is part of their being. You know, this is part of their personality. And so, if this artist who has this kind of art style is also a writer, there'll be there's often a cohesion with the art and the writing, where the way they like to write and the way they like to draw go together. Like it's the same person. It has the same personality to it. And
it's almost like, you know, they're like
and that's a big
it's
part.
almost like that's how manga it's almost like how mangas work most of the time. Oh, I wonder how that happens.
But like
what's behind the waterfall? Big cave behind the waterfall. Oh,
in the swamp.
Yeah.
That's where the uranium node is.
Yeah, it's starting to kill me. Okay, can I make this work as as another pass through for trains? Is the big question. I don't care about the uranium too much. I do care about train pass through.
But and so when you read a manga and the whole like all the character designs, the facial expressions on them, the way it's drawn, the fighting stuff, it goes with the story. You know, it's like Berserk is a great example.
Yes,
the art of Berserk goes so well with the story of Berserk. They're just one and the same.
Berserk, another one is like JoJo. JoJo really fits with this art style.
Exactly. It's like because it's the guy who's doing the art, and also the guy doing the story. Like you can see, it's just the same personality behind it. but you don't get that in comics. In comics,
Ah.
you know, it's you know, you can have this really, often what you have is you have this really like amazing art sometimes, and the story, it has no bearing on the story. The story could be complete ass. Now sometimes, you know, look,
it usually is.
well, I mean, they, you know, like I bash comics enough, but you know, sometimes like they put a lot of money in getting the best artist. They're also going to put a lot of money in get the best writer. So they got the best odds going for them. So sometimes there's good art and good story, but even though the art is good, it's not always the right story for the right art.
Every time I've seen comics, it's been like the writing has been questionable at best. That's all I'm gonna say.
I haven't put enough time into actually reading the stories of comics. Because I'm an artist first and foremost.
You cannot
and I believe that a comic must be both art and story. I open the comic, if I don't see good art, why should I bother with the story? Because it doesn't have the art. It's already failed half the criteria for me. So there's no point in reading the story. And so I haven't read many comics.
See, you should. Have
you read The Killing Joke?
I have not read The Killing Joke. I've heard a lot about The Killing Joke and how it's like actually ass, and I've looked into it a little bit, and I've been like, yeah, this is ass.
I also think it's ass. I think the reason why it's popular is because it's like
Batman edgy. Well, Batman but edgy, rah. Batman but edgy. That's why it's popular.
It has like I think it has like an important place in like the history of comics of what was going on at the time, like the stories wise, and like the relationships of Batman and Joker and stuff like that. It has that kind of historical relevance. But as it stands as a standalone, I think it's ass.
It is just ass. I think it's just ass in general. I think it's like the lamest fucking thing ever. They're like, the Batman, but he the Joker, evil. What, he kill people? Oh my god, I'm soying. That's how the Killing Joke reads to me.
There's a particular part in it where the Joker kidnaps Commissioner Gordon. He kidnaps his wife, I think, as well.
Yeah, Mr. Gorgon. Oh my god.
Whoa. And when he kidnaps him, he puts him on this like roller coaster clown thing. And as he's going through the roller coaster, he shows him pictures of his wife in lingerie.
What? Whoa! They put NTR in the Batman comics. That's crazy.
And this mind breaks him, and he goes like clown mode.
Mind broken.
He does a whole thing where he goes like crazy.
He goes sicko mode. What? Whoa! He goes insane. Well, the Joker is like a normal guy to me because everything's a joke. I hate this. I hate fucking modern Batman fans. I'm gonna be honest. I hate them. They're so annoying. I'll make fun of them.
Like story beat wise, I'm guessing what they're trying to go for is that he's kidnapped his wife and like he's like sexually abused his wife. Like this is like. He's showing his wife being like, you know, defiled and stuff, but they obviously couldn't put that in the comics, so they had to dial it down. And so what they showed is just like a picture of like her in like lingerie. It's like okay, I've defiled your wife or something, but like, I can see the obstacle. They've got the obstacle of, you know, comic regulations. They can't just publish like I've like done this terrible thing. But
see,
they knew that going in. So why did they write the story? You know. Because they
wanted to like tell a story.
Yeah, but they knew that they wouldn't be able to depict this gruesome thing, and so they what do you call it? They're not handicapped themselves, but they just this was not a good move. This was not a clever move. Because the actual moment it's like oh, he sees a picture of his wife in lingerie, he's just mind broken by it. Like what this is not. I've lost my immersion. This is silly.
I mean, I'd be kind of pissed off if I had a wife and someone took pictures of her in lingerie.
Yeah,
I'd be kind of
angry. He was mind broken. He was like, you know, he's going to the psych ward. He's you know, he's done for.
Damn, that's crazy.
And frankly, even if they had gone graphic, I still think that'd be weak.
Yeah, that'd be like, I'm like, hang on. If it's like, if they're trying to like imply, you know, like that kind of stuff, like, you know, sexual like assault and like rape, right? That would still get like an anger reaction out of me.
Exactly,
Like, I don't think mind broken is the right reaction regardless.
You know, like without being edgy and like trying to drop examples of things that happen in real life. There's some things that happen in real life, like that that are pretty bad. Like, you know, like you hear stories of, you know, people like it's like you know, you're gonna kill your own wife and then you're gonna cut her up and eat her or something, and I'm gonna force you to do it. You know, like
what?
These things happen in real life. Like,
son,
you wanted to mind break someone
know.
in a comic, that would be the way to go. You know, like.
Son,
well, of course, that's
son,
like.
I don't know what exactly you're talking about. I'm not gonna ask any questions. Let's just put it that way.
People do bad things. The world is a bad place. Like, what was that Trump quote going like? It was an angry place. It's angry that it gets.
There's also it's entirely possible they just didn't realize they didn't know they couldn't do it and just realized it late in the game. That is true. Yeah, if they just didn't realize it, like, because like
yeah. It's just,
comics do get a bit like, you know, raunchy and a bit like, you know, less censorshipy like than what you expect. Like there's like a, how do I put this? Like I think like Watchmen is like a good example. Like Watchmen gets a bit graphic.
What happens in Watchmen? I can't think what gruesome happens in Watchmen.
They literally they make a guy explode.
Well, yeah, but that's about as gruesome as, like, you know, me throwing like my chicken at the wall
also,
really hard.
The comedian, it's said the comedian raped one of like the main character's mother.
Does he say it, or is it like
No, it's straight up like he did it. They should have just he did do it.
That's pretty good. But there's another complaint. Here's another complaint about the comics industry. I've got immature. It's immature in like it does that edgy kind of thing in an immature way.
Well, Watchmen I'd say isn't like immature. Watchmen is kind of mature because it's like it was one of the first to be like, here is your breakdown of superheroes in the real world. I do like
the Watchmen, although even though it was like past my time, so it's like the superhero genre was already kind of like silly by that point. But I do like the Watchmen. It's just not bad.
That was a big spider. That was bigger than the average spider. How did that kill me instantly?
Big chungus.
Big chungus spider indeed. I'm grabbing more fuel. I'm grabbing more nobelisks. I'm killing this bitch. Hold up. Let me take the tube.
But so you've heard of the Comics Code Authority, right? But very infamous.
No.
What, you haven't?
I haven't.
Okay, so actually I found a Wikipedia on it. Let me find it.
You've heard of these guys, right? No, I don't think I have.
It was like a regulation thing. It was specifically a self-regulatory thing. They did it so that the government wouldn't regulate it, and it's regulated the content of comics. And here it is. Here is the following code of how you gotta write comics. This is what you must adhere to. Criminals shall never be presented in a way to create sympathy for the criminal.
That's kind of dumb. Because like some of the best villains in media are like ones that you can be like, I kind of get him. He's wrong, but I kind of get him.
They've got no scenes of excessive violence, torture, but anyway, that's pretty standard. Criminals shall not be presented in a way to glamorize crime.
That's glamorizing crime. Yeah, I can get that. I can understand that one.
Policemen.
I can be like, kinda.
Policemen, judges, and government officials shall never be presented in a way as to create disrespect for them.
They deserve it.
All scenes of horror, excessive bloodshed, depravity, lust, sadism, masochism shall not be allowed. No comic shall use the word horror or terror in its title. That's stupid! What do you mean? Wait, what? Holy shit, what fucking kind of dark age censorship is this? I'm pissed. I'm Malden. Inclusion of stories dealing with evil shall be used only where the intent is to illustrate a moral issue. In every instance, good shall triumph over evil. Okay, that's dumb as hell. I hate that fucking trope. That's like my least favorite trope. Because like sometimes the bad guys win. Scenes, oh my god, there's so many fucking spiders. Scenes dealing with torture, vampires, zombies, ghouls, cannibalism, and werewolves are prohibited.
What? That's dumb as hell. Are you like, is this like a, can you send me a link to this shit? This shit sounds stupid.
Sure thing.
Oh, what the fuck is the comics industry doing? They are killing themselves, unironically.
Females shall be
Literally-
drawn. This one's kind of funny. Females shall be drawn realistically, without exaggeration of any physical qualities.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't think they follow this anymore, actually.
They don't. You can read the
think they
history
follow
of like
it.
it started in the 1950s, and it
Ah.
basically kind of like crippled comics forever.
That sounds about right.
And while, of course, they eventually, like throughout the 80s and 90s, there was a breakaway from the Comics Code Authority. But it was still, like, a thing until the 2000s.
Yeah.
So this is, like, still kind of recent. The effects on this is still kind of recent.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's like,
That's
it
terrible.
was like in
That's actually
2011,
terrible.
in 2011, DC Comics said that they were going to continue using it.
2011. I was going into secondary school at that point. What the hell?
It was like, so it's like, and this is also another criticism of the comics industry. This is like, why are comics so bad? This is why comics are so bad. They crippled anything that wasn't basically boring, poorly written superheroes where good triumphs over evil.
That's dumb. That's like half of the best shit in media is when the villains win.
Exactly. You think of some of the best movies of all time. You
I'm
think
thinking-
of these like classics from like the 80s or something, like Terminator, Rambo, you know, and then all like
Yeah.
the more like psychological stuff. Like things like Breaking Bad and like these.
Oh,
these,
Breaking Bad is so
like,
good. I love Breaking Bad. I love Breaking Bad.
These kinds of
Jesse
stories
Cook.
could not
Have
be written.
you, son? Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I've watched Breaking Bad multiple times. It's very good.
Okay, good. Okay, have you seen Better Call Saul?
I've watched clips of it. I still haven't gotten around to watching it myself.
You need to watch
Hmm.
it. It's like a more refined Breaking Bad. That's the best way to describe it.
I've heard they've really like upped their game in like the cinematography. area.
They did. It's like Breaking Bad is already like very impressive in its cinematography. Like it already does that very well. And then it's like, then you watch Better Call Saul, it's like, how did you get better? How did you improve? You were already like basically perfect. How did you get better?
Oh, nothing like The Godfather. The Godfather's like one of the top films of all time. It's like you couldn't write The Godfather because it's basically, you know, showing crimes in like a good way and they're not like being punished for it.
That's true. You can't write The Sopranos. I hate to watch The Sopranos. I hate to do that.
You know, and that's like a big part of what crippled the industry is like they immediately like the amount of stories they could write just put limited. Now, to be
Instantly
fair,
dwindled.
if you see the kind of comics they were making before the Comics Code Authority, there was some really fucked up stuff. They were
Okay, so, like-
just like stuff that they were giving to like 13-year-old kids, just like comics of like gore and like sex
fuck?
and stuff. Like it was very edgy,
Bruh.
and that's
So
why
like this regulatory board, is it like enforced in any way, or is it just like
what
they
it was,
choose
what
to
it was,
follow it?
the government was like, we're gonna regulate comics, and then before they did that, the comics like industry and was like, oh no, we'll regulate ourselves. So the government wasn't involved. It was a self-regulatory board,
Okay.
which you know is a good way of doing it. You know, sort of like
See.
it keeps them in control.
Kind
But
of.
the deal was just like, look, if they, you know, the government was like, look, you start doing things, you know, in good Christian ways, or you know, you're in trouble.
Yeah. That's kind of how it feels like it was. That's like, damn, I can't believe they just hard crippled the industry that much. That's crazy.
They really did. That people like say that is like the significant factor of why comics became what they were instead of becoming better.
Because like when I'm thinking of like good like anime and good manga, I'm going to include anime here because anime is usually a depiction of manga, and
Yeah.
even when it's not, it's clearly taking from like inspiration from manga.
like-
It's more hard. It's more closely tied than like movies and comics.
Like if you
in
think
the
of like
West,
the
right?
like the top anime, the top like the most influential anime stuff, about 80% of it comes from adapted mangas.
Yeah, although there's one that isn't. This is what comes to mind.
There's more than one. There's more than one that isn't, but you know, so I can't.
Yeah, but there's one that's specifically coming to mind in like formative, like really good story that came out in the 80s and 90s, right? I'm thinking like Evangelion.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that one's just straight to anime.
That could never be made like as a comic in the West under those like under those things, like at all, like at fucking all.
Very well. It's like a fundamental of story writing that in real life, in good stories, the criminal is not a mustache twirling terrible guy like
I mean, we sometimes like that, to be fair.
Yeah,
like
but it's sort of like
villain,
like it is almost always a more compelling villain where it's sort of like the guy's got a reason for doing it, and that kind of makes sense because that's what real life is. Like, there are no mustache twirling villains in real life. Like people justify their actions.
Well, okay, there is, but also more importantly, like I don't think that's necessarily a bad character. I think some mustache twirling villain that's like super evil. Think
the Master
think
from
like
Doctor
Doofenshmirtz, but who from a monster from Doctor Who? I'm the Master. Yeah, the Master from Doctor Who. Very entertaining villain. Very sick and twisted. He's like, I'm sick and twisted.
But even then, these villains like they at least they believe they're the best or something. You know, they've got a reason. They've got to be like, I'm better than everyone, and you can't do that in the Comics Code Authority.
Yeah, but like even with those villains, it's like they can be inherently entertaining. It's just an issue of like when all of your villains are like just evil and just nothing else to them. It's like, okay, now it's boring.
But that's exactly what comics are half the time. You know, like what's
like
think of like
boring.
Like, what's the Green Goblin's motivation? You know, like he has the thing in the movie where he's kind of upset about his company, but I think that's just the movie.
Sick and twisted. Yeah, that's the movie adaptation, which is like very different.
Yeah, in the comics he's just this guy, you know. He's just Goblin. Crazy.
He's sick and twisted.
And those are like the top villains who have been, you know, they've been fleshed out and over time. Most villains are just they're kind of like, you know, the jobbers. Like who's the other guy in Spider-Man who you don't see in the movies because he was so lame. The Hawkman. He was like an eagle or a hawk or something. He wears like a bird costume.
No, he was in the movies.
Oh, was he?
He was in the recent Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, I don't know.
I say recent. It was like 2016, but like, you know.
Did it give him a reason why he was like a furry or something?
No. He's not. They changed his design to be more like intimidating.
I see.
Yeah, they just changed him.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, but that's like the issue. But however, I will still criticize comics in that they should have shifted directions. So that, you know, if they can't show proper stories of good versus evil because they've been crippled by this regulation, just do different stories. You know, like think of manga. Yeah. There's genres in manga that don't involve the good versus evil thing. You know, they could have made comics that are cute girls doing cute things. They could have done that. It would be perfectly in the regulations and would not be restrictive.
Nope, they gotta tell superhero stories.
I
mean, there's a few horror comics out there.
The ones from like the 40s and the 50s, they're like infamous for being really over the top. And that's why, and that's the exclusive reason the Comics Code of Authority specifically says you can't put horror in your title because there were comics that were called horror.
I'm thinking of like some other comics. Transformers comics is what I'm thinking of, and the G.I. Joe comics.
Alright, I don't know
which were not superheroes. You don't know of them?
I'm not familiar. I mean, I've heard of the characters, but I don't know the comics too well.
To be fair, the Transformers comics are like fucked up. Like, unironically, I think they dodged the comic regulation industry. Because it's not superheroes, so they're like, okay, we're allowed to be a little different. Teehee. Also, other waterfall found, by the way. Oh, what is this? Is this the uranium again? No way, is this the fucking uranium again? I hate this shit, man. I hate the fucking uranium rocks. I hate this, bruh. The hell? What the hell?
Now, one thing I will say, sort of echo the sort of sentiment of the Comics Code Authority. Maybe Japan needs a Comics Code Authority.
No.
Like, you know, it's their culture, so of course they can do what they like. But like I feel like over the past few years,
well,
they're getting kind of lewd in like their mangas. I don't really get this.
They do have an authority. They do have like a thing, but like instead of just censoring all comics, they're like, okay, this manga's got like some saucy stuff in it. You put it in a sealed thing and it has an R18 sticker on it.
Oh, okay, I guess if they do that, if they just have like a separate like the publisher for it or something, then I guess it's fine.
No, not separate publisher. They have an ERC. They have an ESRB rating.
I guess that actually, yeah, that you make a good point. Actually, there's the there's the fundamental flaw with the Comics Code Authority is that it assumes that comics are for children.
Yeah. Well,
and so if it's not appropriate for children, then it's not appropriate to be made at all. That's the logic of
Comics
Code
with
Authority.
manga, it's like with manga, just knowing about the existence of doujins, it's like, yeah, obviously that's like R18. You know, you go to like
you make a good point. Exactly, that's exactly right.
Like,
I agree completely.
If you go to a bookstore that's selling manga, right? There's a Forbidden Planet. It's a store. It's not near me. It's like an hour-ish away, like trip. But there's a place called Forbidden Planet, right? It's a store. It's not near me, so I'm not.
Oh,
anyway.
Quick side tangent. There was a guy in America, I think in the 90s, who went to a comic store and bought a Japanese comic, and it was typical Japanese comic. I don't think it was a doujin or anything, but he bought it, and it was manga, so it's kind of sexy, and the comic store seller, the guy who sold it to him, got arrested for distributing. I can't remember like what crime he got committed. It was like sexual misconduct or something like he was considered like he was selling like it wasn't even porn, I don't think, but it was manga, and it was not by American standards, and and it was considered like too sexual. And
that's fucked up.
And they also like considered that the characters depicted were children. I don't even think they were children. Like it was just kind of the manga style.
Yeah, but well, either way, so like there's a comic store there's a manga and comic store that's like kind of far from me, but it's like it's one of the closest ones I know of. Like I said, it's like an hour trip as well. It's like bruh. But like if I were to go there, they have a section that has like R18 like manga in it, right? Mm-hmm. And those manga you need to like. I haven't bought any of it yet, but apparently you just show ID, right? It's in like a plastic wrap.
Makes perfect sense.
With a sticker on it. So you just can't get a hold of it if you're too young. Simple like, restrictions on it. And it's like, why didn't the comics industry just do that? It seems like such a simple and elegant solution of like, just treat it like a video, just treat it like,
I think that's yet another reason of why comics are bad, and by extension, you'll say why cartoons are sometimes bad. And the cartoons they've become their own thing. They're like detached from comics, but like they're not like manga and anime. But the one issue they've got is that there is this prevalent notion that comics and cartoons are for children. And
there is, for cartoons, it makes sense in a sense because cartoons are. Like they only like if you because most adults don't care too much about cartoons.
That's because they're only made for children. But look at anime. Anime is a cartoon. It's clearly that it's obvious. It's just a medium. It's like it's a medium.
Anime in Japan is aimed at both it's aimed at all ages really.
I mean, there's a range. Like we mentioned doujins. There is hentai. It's just a medium. It's an animated form of entertainment. It's like it's just because the medium itself doesn't like make it for children or whatever. That's like that like we see that as silly, but that's like not like what like the comics see it as. With their comics, they see comics are for children. And Although side tangent, the comics today are in a bizarre spot where they kind of just pander to like 40-year-old veteran readers, and
that's true.
And they're pretty confident. They're pretty confident in this pandering. They think like this is a good idea. They don't see the writing on the wall that this is a bad business move. That you're not growing your fan base by doing this.
Yeah, it does. That's like it's like where do you start with comics? Oh, you don't. You got to read like all of these like pre-media, and it's like I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna read something that I can like read from start to end, like fucking. Like Full Metal.
That's
easy to read Full Metal.
That's another thing. This is well known. You surely already know this. So where do you start with comics and how this is even like a thing is just beyond. It's just beyond me. So with manga, you start with number 1. It's that
Yeah,
simple.
you start with number one.
It's
You start with number one. Maybe if you get crazy like with Naruto, it's like, oh, you start with Naruto, then you go
well, a
into
better
Shippuden,
example is
then you go
where
to
do you
Boruto.
start with Gundam, you know? But however, once you start making that argument, you're only defending the Japanese point of view. You're saying it's like, oh yeah, look, here's these examples where Japan does it, and look how terrible it is. It's like, well, yeah, that's the point I'm making.
Yeah,
it's
like,
terrible.
the point where like Japan does it well in some places, therefore I can be like, yeah, that's easy.
Well, no, they don't even do it well in those places. You know, it's like when they do have it all. How do you read Dragon Ball? I need a guide to read Dragon Ball. You know, like
You read Dragon Ball, then you read Dragon Ball GT, then it's Z, and then it's Super. I think that's the order.
If you need a guide, it's shit.
That's true. I mean, that wasn't a guide. That was literally just like, oh, these are the orders they were written in. There, done.
I mean,
It's done.
if you need to ask, you've gone wrong. You shouldn't need to ask.
I think there's like, I think I can live with like, okay, instead of it being numbered, there's some subtitles. I can get that, right? Like I can, as long as it's all within like the same universe and it's kind of chronological and I don't have to like read some like side stories to get like to know what I'm doing, then I'm fine with it. Like I can take a bit of creative leeway, right? I'm okay with that. It's where it's like, oh, to read the Iron Man comics, you have to find out A, what universe you're reading, B, you have to read multiple different stories just to like get context for stuff that's happening in it, and you've got to like avoid some because they're like not canon anymore for some reason.
Oh, the whole canon thing's like a disaster. So like
it is
I'm not a fan because it's sort of like you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. I think that's what I see is happening. You know, like it's like, oh, I want to kill this character, but I also still want the character. Like, it doesn't work that way, pal.
Yeah, I think the only time like this like quote unquote canon thing worked was in Spider-Verse. It's the only place it's worked because they do it by.
You mean the multiverse stuff?
Well, yeah, any of the multiverse stuff. It only worked. I've only seen it work in Spider-Verse because what they've done is they have, instead of making it about like telling a story and then it's undone by the multiverse and it's done somewhere else by the multiverse, like blah blah blah, they have centered it around a single character and kept his canon.
Oh, okay,
they made it like
so you're seeing his perspective of going through the universes are real. It's not.
Yes,
they're not just writing universes.
Yeah, they've made it both A, interesting to see the character go through them, and B, they aren't like needlessly killing off characters then just to revive them later. Like, they are still keeping that.
That's like
it's because it's like
given a lore reason for it. Then
they killed. There's two Peter Parkers in this, right? One of them gets killed off so early on and you don't care about it, but the other one you actually care about because he's the one who's helping Miles out around the place. So you care about when he would die, and if it were to kill him off, they wouldn't just be like, oh, but here's a different universe version of him. No, it would treat him as his own character, as that Peter Parker, not a Peter Parker, but that Peter Parker. And I think that's very interesting. Like they do it that way.
But it's sort of like they're like, I watched like Iron Man 1 and 2. I think I watched like a couple of like the other sort of like movies and that sort of thing. But for the most part, I haven't been like keeping too up to date on on like the universe because it became confusing. It became confusing.
Spider-Verse is completely detached from from the Avengers Endgame stuff. It's like, not related.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to say they were related. I wasn't trying to say that.
Yeah. I know you weren't, but I was like,
are they even the same? Like, it's still Marvel, I guess, but.
It's still Marvel, but it's different. It's entirely different. It's entirely different studios. Spider-Verse is done by Sony, or at least was. I can't remember. I don't know who in Spider-Man anymore. Point being, essentially, right? What I am essentially saying is that it doesn't matter what happens in one of them, because like it doesn't matter like if there's multiple Peter Parkers in Spider-Verse, because you don't care about the rest of them, and the show knows that and it's aware of that.
And this
it carries the weight of the one that's it carries the weight of the one that you are caring about on its shoulders.
Well, that's the thing. You know, like when you do this kind of thing, like weight is removed, weight is lessened. You know.
Yeah. You would add that back in when you're doing multiverse stuff, and they did do that. They did weight back into it, and I like that.
Like it gets messy. I think like one issue they've got is like power scaling, where you've got like like in the Marvel universe you've got like Thor. He is literally a god. You know, he has like these divine powers, basically. Like, I know. Look, before you say it, I know they made like some retcon thing, so he's not actually a god. But shut up, he's a god. Okay, he's literally the god of.
Wait,
war.
they retconned it? I thought he was still a god.
I think it depends on what comic you're reading or something, but
Oh, that's dumb as hell.
they have
The
what's
fuck?
it called?
He's literally Thor, god of thunder. That's literally his name.
Oh, you know what lore people are like. They're like, oh, technically, he's actually from this planet, and they emigrated here, and whatever, you know.
Bruh. Anyway, I found one of the tunnels. I found the tunnel.
All right, let's check the map. Wait, you found the tunnel. Finally, you found the tunnel. It's a cool tunnel, I think. It's a bit of a steep hill, but it's pretty cool.
It's got a SAM site in it.
It's a cool tunnel, I think. It's a cool tunnel.
I have to be careful. I'm getting buzzed. Who is buzzing? Okay, that's just my local LGS Discord group. Teehee.
I see.
Have I told you this? I'm not the biggest content creator in my area. By like a long shot.
You live next to Mr. Beast? I never knew this.
No, not Mr. Beast, but I live near someone who is like significantly larger than me, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
You know, that kind of sucks, don't you think?
It sucks a little bit, but I don't mind it too much. 'Cause it's like I knew I wasn't. I knew I was going to find someone eventually that was bigger than me in my area. I was like, yeah, that's going to happen. Unless I get big real quick, and I'm not going to do that because it's like unrealistic expectations.
That's at a time when I like sewing and stuff. Sewing is like a cool thing, and I sort of tell people my job. I'm like, oh yeah, I know about sewing, and then a new person shows up, and they're like, and then they do like professional. Like what do you call it, like costumes and stuff for like theater.
Oh no!
And now, while you know, it's cool and so on. It's kind of like I'm not special anymore. they're
son.
Oh, it's so over.
Actually over. Right. Okay. I'm going through the cave and like opening up the different pathways through it real quick.
But anyway, with comics, they have this like multiverse, and this multiverse thing has been around since its inception.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Like for many, I forget which character. I think Spider-Man. Spider-Man, his first comic was in another comic in like another universe. And
I know Spider-Man was like.
It's just what they
his
did.
comics were like he was like a not like. I think it was like the investors didn't want the Spider-Man comic, so they thought it would suck and bomb and be like lame as hell. Mm-hmm. And then Stan Lee like snuck him into a different like comic.
Something like that.
Right? And then people loved him and he was like, see, people love him.
And it's like Jesus Christ, like it's so lame. like when I watch like the movies, the standalone movies, whether it's like Batman or Iron Man or Spider-Man, whatever, and they're in their own universe. It's so good. Like it's like look, this, like you don't have and then I really didn't like this in the Iron Man film. I think Iron Man 1 or Iron Man 2, I forget, where like the guy with the eye patch shows up. You know the guy.
Oh yeah, that's Iron Man 1. Yeah. Where,
and I was like, who the hell is this bozo? I don't care about you. Like who are you? Stop acting so cool.
So okay, the Nick Fury cameo. I guess we could talk about the Nick Fury cameo. I didn't mind it. I remember I didn't know what was going on at the time, but like looking back on it, I'm like, okay, that was like a nod to like the hardcore fans. That was like
it was lame. It immediately is like you're adding these like it made it so like his world, like Iron Man in that film was in the real world. Like he, effectively like there weren't superheroes, there weren't any of this. It was the real world. He was this inventor. He made this technology. He is the first of his kind. Like they have court cases and government meetings about like the consequences of this crazy new weapon that's been created and stuff because this is new to the world. And then they start introducing in the universe, and then when they did the multi-universe thing, now it's like, oh, there's just a bunch of these now. Like this isn't like crazy anymore.
Oh yeah, no, but like I think like you are. I think okay. So when you talk about multi-universe thing, what are you talking about? The like the use of different like movies and different characters.
Yeah, like having like the worlds of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay, so like. To be fair, the Avengers was always a thing. Like that was always like a thing.
Yeah, I know. It's like from like the 50s or something. I know it's very old, but I think it's lame.
Yeah, Okay, you think it's lame. All right, okay. That's fair. I can see why you think it's lame.
Because it's lame.
But, like, I think enough people are aware. Like, I think, like, the Avengers were, like, established enough as, like, a concept that, like, okay, they're doing Avengers now. That's cool.
I think it's just shit. It's just shit. I'm sorry.
He just hates it. He hates the Avengers.
Imagine if manga did this. Imagine how ass that would be. You know?
Well, it would be kind of ass.
You know, it's like imagine like what's it called? Let's see, like we get the Death Note world collides with Dragon Ball Z. You know,
that's
like,
true. That would be ass. But the reason why it, like, I think Western comic, this is like the one strength of Western comics, is that because they established that, like, it's established that, like, different companies make the superheroes, of course, right? You know, superheroes are IP rather than like a single guy's like story dream, right? Because they established it very early on as that, they are able to get it feels more natural when superheroes do that.
I think you got Stockholm Syndrome, buddy.
I haven't watched many Avengers movies. I don't think I have Stockholm Syndrome. I'm just like, yeah, it makes more sense.
I think, like, imagine here, this is like an example I like to make. Imagine if manga did the same thing that comics did. Imagine for a moment that happened. So let's say,
okay, so like,
let's go back to the same time as when the superhero comics were created, 1950s. We've got Osamu Tezuka. He creates Astro Boy, and then maybe just have a few more characters. We introduce what's his name? Who's that sports character guy? The guy who kicks the football around.
So what's actually kind of, so I'm gonna give you a heads up. Right? I'm gonna give you a heads up.
Okay.
This is not like, this doesn't just happen in superhero comics in the West. This happens in like a lot of Western comics. For example, time. My favorite example. The G.I. Joe comics had Transformers in them. Just straight up had them in them.
Sucks.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool, but that's because I like Transformers.
I mean, look, there's cool, and then there's like what could have been. You know, it's gonna be.
It was kind of cool, right? I'm gonna be honest. It was kind of cool.
In the same way as like blowing up your own Minecraft world is kind of cool. You know, it's like. You know.
He sees it as wholly destructive.
But anyway, let's do like a thought experiment of like what if Japan did this same thing. So let's say go back to like the 50s, or actually let's just make like an amalgamation. Let's say we've got Sailor Moon, we've got Gundam, and we've got Astro Boy.
So there is actually a example of Japan doing kind of something similar, but it's like it's within the same. So okay. So I'm gonna bring up here the Yu-Gi-Oh animes, right? The Yu-Gi-Oh animes, and I'm gonna say animes here plural because they are all, for the most part, entirely detached from each other, right? They're all individual, separate, self-contained stories, right?
I can see that.
But then sometimes they do crossovers with each other. Characters from like the original will appear in later ones.
Although it is still in the same universe, so they get some giveaway.
But Marvel does the same thing. That's the exact same thing that Marvel's doing.
Marvel does it in a far more egregious, in a far more less
in
a less cohesive way, I'll say.
That's true. That is true. It's less cohesive and a bit more like, you know, front and center. But it is the same thing. It's the same. They're doing the exact same thing, right? When I see Jade and Yuki being like, "Hello, Mr. Yugimoto," like literally happened, right? Actually happened in real.
But they still like I think it works there because they've got the same like laws of physics, basically the laws of like power scaling, like in the what's it called
I don't know, man. The change in Master was kind of crazy. Also, they do change it. Like it's like they go from like Egyptian artifacts to like space aliens. I don't know.
I think
it's not even consistent that way.
Perhaps, let me tell my story before I forget.
Okay.
So you've got the what do they call it? What am I saying? What am I on about? I lost my train of thought.
Haha! I win. That's how I win. Bomb.
Multiverse stuff. Okay, so let's say you've got Gundam, Astro Boy, and Sailor Moon, I guess.
Okay, right.
And those are the characters that have been created so far, and they're big hits and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just stop. they just, and instead of making new characters, they just do spins on those existing characters.
Well,
so let's say let's go with
bad,
let's go with Gundam, for example. I'm not too big on the mecha industry, but like imagine for a moment that either the people who make all the various like manga and like anime and stuff for the mecha industry, instead of them making their own one, which they did in real life, they make like another Gundam, and it's like, and it has to adhere to like the brand rules of Gundam.
To be fair, they keep making new. They keep making new Gundams.
They do. That is true.
They do actually keep doing that, though, son.
That is true. But imagine if they did that like exclusively.
Well, the issue. Well, okay, but you can say that about superheroes. Like,
I do say that about superheroes because it's exactly what they do.
Okay, but like, okay, I don't want to make Superman. I'm going to make a different superhero, and they make Invincible, and they make
and it was good. Superhero. But think of the amount of like comic artists who didn't do that, who just made another Superman. Like,
that's fair.
You've seen that picture of like how many Supermans there are and stuff, like, you know, how many Batmans there are, and it's all different iterations of Batman stuff. Imagine if instead they were original characters.
Well, that's like, okay. I feel like they can make new series based on the same like IPs and such. I think that's fine. I think it's fine to make both. They just don't do it as often. That's the only difference.
That's because they've got this culture. There's this culture of like, you can just make a Batman comic, and people are like, oh, I'm a fan of Batman comic, I want to make Batman comics. In Japan, they don't do that, and they don't do that. Instead, if you're a fan of Naruto, you don't just make Naruto, you make your own comic, and then you say, I was inspired by Naruto, and that's good.
Yeah, but you can do that with Invincible as well.
yeah, but those examples are far and few between.
Okay, well, you just want more original comics.
Yeah,
you want more original comics that you can also hate on.
I would most likely like hate comics much less if they were more original. Because if they like, say, let's say you've got like a comic idea. Let's say you're Anno Hideaki, and you've got this idea of this story, that you know, it's Evangelion. However, instead of existing in the universe that we do exist in, with like the culture of like making original stuff, instead you live in the Western kind of culture where you just make another one. So you look at Gundam, you're like, I'm gonna make a Gundam anime, and he's got this Evangelion idea, but now he's got to kind of fit it into the Gundam universe, and it doesn't work so well. He's like, oh, then the editors won't accept that because that deviates from the lore too much, and I've got to work with these existing characters and all this kind of stuff, and that's what you do instead of making Evangelion.
Which of Mercury was like almost entirely original characters?
I haven't got a clue what that is, frankly.
that's why the Gundams.
I see.
It's one of those recent ones as well. Yeah.
There's too much Gundam. Okay, just shut it down. Look, everything after like Zeta or something was shit. I'm sorry.
Point being is bring back anime. Is that even in anime, and manga, they do the same thing, like where they keep an IP going.
Yeah, and when they do it, like I still feel that it would be like better if they did like not do that, instead like made more original content. Like, well, imagine, they could make imagine this over the course of like 50 years. Is that a spider? What's a spider doing here?
I think it's fine to explore an IP beyond its original inception. I think it's fine to explore it.
Within reason.
Yes, I do agree. I do completely agree within reason. I am 100% with you there. Like, there are too many Batmans, agreed. But there could, like, you know, I don't mind that there's more Gundams because, like, they explore new parts of the universe, they explore new characters, and that's fine.
But if it comes at the expense of, like, potentially, like, imagine, like, would you rather have another Gundam anime, or would you rather have Evangelion?
Evangelion keep doing the same thing as well. Evangelion do the same thing.
Oh, okay. Well, we must excuse the severe personality quirks of Anno Hideaki.
He keeps doing this. He keeps making Evangelion. I'm just saying, you know, he keeps doing it.
What was I gonna say? You know, imagine if like I used the examples of what was it called? like Astro Boy, Sailor Moon, and Gundam as like
Yeah.
basically as representations of genres: shonen, magical girls, and mecha. And imagine, and this is the thing where there's no Batman genre. There is the Batman IP. If people imagine if instead it had done the same thing that they just made like sort of, you know, rip-off versions of it and stuff, but eventually they're becoming original content, you might have what would be like effectively the magical girl genre, but like the Batman genre. And it wouldn't be called Batman, it'd be called like something else. But we don't have that. We just have Batman. Imagine if all those iterations of Batman were all original characters and it would become a genre, you know, in the same way that the mecha is a genre and the other things like
so they do kind of do that a little bit in comics. This is done a little bit in comics. I will say they do this a little bit. They don't do it as much as they should, I agree. But
like what's the guy's name? Black Knight, White Moon Knight, that's it. Moon Knight is the guy likes Batman, but he didn't want to just make Batman. We could have had so many more Moon Knights.
Another example is Batman I think it's Batman Forever, the cartoon. It's a different character and a different take on the Batman who isn't just Bruce Wayne too. He's a different character. I know he's like it's still in the Batman universe, right? The Joker is still a villain in it, but I think it does enough difference.
It's a cool, I agree, but it's like why bother with all the difficulty? Why not just make what's it called? Like you wrote your own thing. Like you could have basically Batman like forever.
To be fair, for Batman Forever, they did want to explicitly explore Batman becoming retired. They did want to. That's what they wanted to explore, and they had a goal with that.
They do that a fair bit. They do that a fair bit these days.
That's true, but like I think it was like these days they do, but back then that was kind of new. Back then, that was like a new thing. It was like fresh and new. Where Bruce Wayne is no longer the Batman, he's the old guy in the chair now.
This is the inherent difficulty with like sticking to the same IP. Is like you can innovate within the IP, but you're still bounded to the IP in so many ways. Like it still has to be Batman, you know. It still has to be Gotham. It still has to be like you can't like limited creativity.
To be fair, they did have to make it Batman because they are directly referencing, like, their Batman is still a character in that universe. Like, of course they had to, like, reference it because it's, like, that makes sense. It was like a trade-off. Like, for exploring a character on a different, like, from a different perspective, we must stick to the Batman canon. And that's fine.
Like,
I think that's fine.
Like, another mecha I really like is Code Geass. You couldn't make Code Geass in the Gundam series. It couldn't be done. Like they've got too much lore already existing there.
I'm gonna shock you here. It is one of the mechas that fall to the. It's actually about politics mechas, right? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you don't like politics mechas?
No, I do. I love Code Geass, but my point being is that like it is. Code Geass kind of retreads similar-ish ground to Gundam.
Yeah, but you couldn't like they've got like that's like part of what I mean is that you couldn't do Code Geass if it was just like another Gundam. It couldn't be done.
Well,
because Gundam, you've already got this like Gundam universe, and it would be too difficult. It would just be too messy. You know, like Code Geass is significantly better by its being in its like own universe.
That's true, but like I am saying that you could probably tell a similar story to Code Geass.
Yeah, but it'd be weaker. That's what I'm saying. It would be weaker. It would be weaker, and that's what all of comics are. All these Batman stories, all these stories, like they're all falling short of perhaps their potential. Like these writers who have come up with these stories, what if they had something within them? What if they had within them an original story? Like the guy who wrote Batman thing. He could have, instead of writing Batman Forever, he could have had he could have had his own Code Geass, essentially.
Well, Batman Forever was a cartoon.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. You get my point, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I get your point. I think there's like, I think you're right. I think you're right, like 99.9%, right? I agree. But I think there is cases where building something new in an already established universe because you want to explore certain character facets is a strong idea enough on its own that I don't think it would be improved by separating it out into a new universe. I think it would be like damaged by separating it out into a new universe.
Well, that's why I bring up some good things, I guess. Some good things, but
yeah, that's why I specifically bring up Batman Forever, because it's like it directly is benefited from being part of the Batman universe.
I can sort of see what you're saying, but like I still like I feel like we've greatly weakened like the and this is historical, like these decades have gone, these artists have lived and died, and they've written, Batman Forever is like a is really like stellar masterpiece, but a lot of like the stories have been written, they're just they're kind of interesting, but they're just another Batman story or another Superman story or whatever. Like, what if we had like something else, That's like that makes me sad. It makes me sad.
I think you can have both. I think there just needs to be a good balance. That's the only thing I'd say.
I agree. There needs to be balance, and there isn't balance.
Yeah, I think there's a case where like some of the things that are made in like pre-established universes using already established characters are good and stand well enough that I'm like, yeah, it doesn't need to be original. It's good. But there's some things where I'm like, okay, this could have been original. I agree. But like,
with the manga example, it's like, imagine if like over the course of like 50 or however many years it's been now, no mecha was made, no like magical girl anime was made, no shonen was made. You just had like 500 iterations of Astro Boy. Like, it's like the guy who went on to make Dragon Ball, he doesn't make Dragon Ball, he makes another Astro Boy.
That's true. I mean, like, okay, the comics industry isn't that bad, though. It isn't that bad.
It is that bad.
No, it isn't.
It isn't. It's complete ass.
There are multiple different competing IP companies out there with like thousands of different heroes, right?
Do I need to get the list of public IP heroes?
no, there's no public IP. There's no public IP heroes. None of them are public IP.
Not yet.
Oh. Well, okay. Point being, though, is that like there are enough different heroes in comics that like it's not as bad as you're saying it is. But it is not great. It is not great. I'll agree.
It's not encouraged. That's what I think. It's not encouraged.
Yes, you are right. You are correct.
In the manga industry, you are strongly encouraged to make original manga. Like you what's it called? Like I can't remember how it goes. Like the way it's probably changed a little bit. Like since then, this is like from like the 90s and stuff. You write you have like an idea. You do your little like pilot, and then you send that to like a competition, and then editors at like the company will like judge these, and then the winner, gets to like sit down with like an editor. And it's like, hey, you've got a story here. You want to make this into like a real thing.
Yeah, son, can you come help me test a train system?
Where are you? I'm on the opposite side of the world.
Cave.
Hold on, let me lay this one more foundation because it's in a tricky spot, so I want to make sure I get it right.
That's fair. I'm in the cave. The cave I've already put rails through.
I just want to try and get this because otherwise I'll never figure out to do it if I don't do it now.
Yeah, I think for example I'm trying to think of like a good example, but there are heroes both on DC and Marvel side that are essentially the same but different characters. Or at least similar enough. For example, Batman and Iron Man, for example, both very smart people, both geniuses, both with a lot of money rather than actual powers, right?
I guess so. There's a lot of like derivative, like kind of see like superheroes, like, oh, it's a superhero, it's like is a thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm driving back now. It might take me a while. I'm on the other side of the map, so.
Yeah, but like there are superheroes out there, other comics out there that like tell similar characters almost on a superficial level, but like in different contexts.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
hold
on now. Sorry, I was so distracted by doing the railway. I forgot to defend my points.
No. I agree with your point. I'm agreeing with your point.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like challenging my point, but yeah.
I just think you're being a bit hyperbole. Is all I'm saying.
I love being hyperbole. We love hyperbole here.
That's true. You're strawmanning yourself in a way. That was my point.
I think I've said this before. Like, this is my favorite way to argue. Is that like, look, imagine if you make a soft argument, you say, I think society could be improved somewhat. Like, you know what people respond with? They say, oh yeah, I guess so. You do you, pal. Like it's just sort of like, they're happy to let and live or whatever.
I'm having to argue with your.
However, you come up, you walk into the room, and you're like, I think society sucks. You know, I think millions should die or something. Like you force people to be like, hold on, pal. You force them to argue.
I don't know. If I went into a room and said society sucks, most people would agree with me.
I suppose so.
I think most people would be in agreement, and there would not be an argument, son. I think people would argue with you saying it's kind of mid.
Yeah, but that's like people today. They're too happy to sort of agree to disagree. You got to make it like say no. They are not happy to agree to disagree. Like
see, the thing is,
you are wrong.
Like, see, here's the thing is, you're hyperboling a point I agree with. So I just have to bring you. I was like, I'm having to bring you down a bit. Like I already agreed with you, son. You don't need to make it hyperbole. You're not. Like I'm not arguing with you.
It's all good
like
fun,
I agree. There should be more original Western comics. I'm entirely agreeing, but I don't think like they're all like one of three.
I think so. In like the Japanese industry, it's like part of the culture that you don't like. If you went and like you publish a one shot and it's literally Naruto, just like your own Naruto, but it's called Naruto. They're like, what are you doing? Like, it
wouldn't take off. Yeah, it wouldn't take off.
It just wouldn't be published. Like, no one would publish it. They say, what the hell are you doing? Like the only place you can do that is in Dojins.
That is true. The only place you can do that is in Dojins. You are completely
That's
correct.
The only place, and even then, there's an immense amount of originality.
Where are you, son? I'm going towards you.
I'm coming past the starter base.
I'll meet you soon. I'm also train maxing right now.
So let me look at the map. See how far we've got. We've covered, I think, we've gone 3/4 around the map, which is good.
Oh yeah, we've covered a lot of the fucking map in just rails.
It's so much fun. Like it's like they're a bit finicky, but they're kind of fun. Like it's sort of like on my solo world. Once I got rails, I spent like the next 3 days playing like 10 hours a day just laying rails. I was just like, I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Like every possible corner covered in rails. What was I gonna say? But in the comics industry, it's just not like a thing. Like you don't walk into Marvel or DC like, oh, here's my original story. It's like, do you want to write a Batman comic, pal? Or that's DC, but you know what I mean. Like Marvel and DC.
Yeah, like yeah, no, I agree. There's not enough original comics out there, and there should be more. But like,
it's not encouraged. It's not encouraged.
Yeah,
like
it's not as encouraged as it should be. You're right.
And I think like
I think it's because like
I imagine if like. You know, it's like with the manga. Imagine if like all the shonen, all the magical girls, and all the mecha, instead they were just like Astro Boy, Sailor Moon, and what's it called?
Yeah.
Like it's like it would be like, sure, it'd be cool to have all these like iterations and stuff, but like at the expense of what is actually today an entire genre of so much originality. And imagine if like, and then on the vice versa, imagine if the what's it called? The what do you call it? What am I saying? Imagine if the comics industry was like Japan, where instead of having 50 different Batmans, imagine if we had a whole genre and they were all different characters who got fleshed out in their own unique ways and made this whole genre built.
Son,
imagine
you went the wrong way.
Have been, did I?
Yeah, I set the lines for you as well. And
you did? I didn't even know you could do that. I'm going to go up this mountain here. I'm going to find my way. I'm sure of it. I'm confident.
Okay, you want to come off the starter base and go underneath the oil area and go left in the oil crossing when you're coming from.
It's already too late for me.
You're coming from. Okay, all right. Okay.
It's already too late.
Well, yeah, no, it's like. I think there's another way it comes from. It comes from the need to sell merch and toys. That is where this comes from, because, for example, the places where like I hear you above me and everything. Holy shit!
Above you? Oh, you're in the.
Yeah.
I think I see.
I'm in the cave. I'm in the cave. Yeah, I said the cave.
Right, where the hell am I going?
So, like, for example, if we take a look at Transformers, I'm gonna go back to Transformers.
Okay.
So, like, for starters, actually, we'll start from this. Comic, like, if you're looking at like heroes, a lot of manga is not heroes, right? The vast majority of it is not superheroes, right? I wouldn't even say...
What do you mean by superheroes? Because when I hear superheroes, I think people with capes and spandex.
Yes. I think, like, at most, when you see like Astro Boy is not a superhero. He's not a superhero. He's a robot who we're exploring robot stuff with, but he's not really a superhero. I guess maybe he is kind of, but not really.
The closest thing we have, like
Naruto?
in thing, we have they call it shonen. It's like a shonen main character.
Yeah, but like even other stuff. Are you heading to? Where are you right now?
I'm gonna clue where I am. Oh, I think I see the entrance to a mountain, so I'm gonna drive through that as I fall backwards.
Yeah. Ooh, will he go the right way? Is the question. Will he figure out his way to the train? This is the bigger question. This is the big question, chat. Will he figure out his way? Will he remember the rail signals and how to get around them?
I don't know the rail.
Oh, he's in the right one. Okay, good. I need to just back up a little bit.
Do you want me to
just
stop?
go full speed.
Oh, okay.
No, just go full speed. Okay, it's good. Let's take a look.
Wonderful.
Well, so you can take a look at what I've been doing.
Let's
you can take a look at what I've been up to.
see what he's been cooking. Oh, you added which way should I go? Left or right? Oh, I go
Which way
left.
do you want to go?
I went left. Oh, I can see the rails end on the right, so.
Ah, okay.
I see. Do you need help getting through the swamp? Oh, I don't know how.
I'm doing fine.
Actually, I don't think I can help. Let's be honest. I think you're better.
I have been bomb maxing in the swamp.
Oh,
pretty
let
well.
me check. Actually, I didn't actually see the extent of the bombing campaign. Let's have a look.
Of the damage. It's pretty good. It's pretty good damage.
Because in my solo world, I think I destroyed almost everything that could be destroyed.
And
then I put miners down on all the nodes, because if there's mining going on, that stops spawns. I see you've destroyed quite a lot of it, actually.
Yeah, I told you.
It's beginning to look similar to my solo world now.
Yeah, I've committed extensively to a campaign against these creatures.
We've had like the exact same train of thought. We see the swamp and we just decide we'd rather it not. Rather it not exist.
I am a little sidetracked because I'm currently building the rails back up to another intersection.
I'm gonna head back to my corner of the world on the train and continue mine. And see, I've made it to the Green Hills, which is really nice. My favorite area in the game. It's so pretty.
I see. Do I make a thing there? That's fine. I could make it. There's no point in making that an intersection, actually.
Next stop is unreachable. What?
That's because we're driving. That's because it's backwards, remember?
I still haven't fixed that. Then I'm gonna do that. If I sit on the self-driving and take me to the station called Elevator, it'll get me through all the intersections correctly to the point where then it's a straight line forward onwards.
You need to do that. I just have some stations around the map that are like different biomes. It just takes you to the biome.
Yeah, I suppose I better go and redo my station. Stick it on the right side of the road. Left side of the road, rather.
But like, if you look at comics, right? If you look at comics are almost entirely superheroes, right?
Yeah.
That is the focus. And if you are to look at, I think it's a different comic. I need to remember the example because I've forgotten it.
Side tangent. Side tangent. People will point to what do they call it? They will point to that when you say, "Oh, comics are all cape shit and stuff, and they're terrible." They'll say, "Oh, actually, they're not all cape shit. And actually, you're generalizing." And then I ask them, "Give me non-cape shit comics," and then they give me stuff from like the 1940s.
Yeah, they give you the romance comics from the 1940s.
It's like, wow. I would say you're a boomer, but like the boomers aren't even this old.
That's true. I could also like show you like war comics and everything. Like, because there's a bunch of war comics out there that are like just free as examples.
I want anime. Like anime. That's the truth of it. That's what I want. I want anime. Okay. Oh, this should be easy since I haven't got any freight trains attached to it, so I should be able to just flip this straight around, this station around it. It'll just work.
Okay. Yeah, it's like if you look at like manga conceptualizes a larger like amount of like just a much larger like more genres. It just has more and more genres in it, right? Like, so of course, like when you say Sailor Moon isn't really like, even though it's like, it's technically superheroes, it's not like our superheroes in the slightest. There's no analog to that. The closest analog Japan has to our superheroes is shonen, which, okay, I'll like say, oh, shonen are the same. Even then, it's like, they're not. They're so far and vastly different. They are also their own genres. And then there's There's other ones, like if you think of the most popular comics, you got Death Note, right? Death Note is not a shonen, is far from a shonen. I'm not going to call it shonen.
It's
right?
closest to like its own original book, basically. You know, it's like the kind of thing you find in like a novel or something. Like it's. And
100%,
Western
and
comics, like, they just don't make that kind of stuff. They're not even thinking of that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, but it's like that's what it is. It's like, you know, you can't, like, Western comics are all doing superheroes, and they've done a lot of different superheroes. To be fair, they've done a lot of different superheroes, but it's only superheroes.
They're tunnel vision. They're just tunnel visioned on superheroes.
Exactly.
And like, and not only are they tunnel visioned on superheroes, but they're tunnel visioned on a very specific idea of what superheroes should be. Look at One Punch Man and My Hero Academia. They're very inspired by Western superheroes.
Oh yeah.
And they just do it completely differently. They just take a completely original take on it.
One's a comedy. One is a comedy. One is even like a thing, which is like
you know, like in the West they've done things like you get like Watchmen and stuff, but like for the most part they're just so narrow focused. You know, they're not.
They are
like. No one's like branching out, like even with the costumes, like why are our superheroes wearing masks? Like, why is this necessary? Why do they have to hide their identity? What is the like? I don't get it. Like,
well, okay, even My Hero Academia and One Punch Man make their heroes wear masks for like to prevent for a pretty obvious reason that they do explain in universe. Like, they do explain that it's to keep the identity hidden so people don't go after family members.
Yeah, why don't they just be like you could say the same thing about like government officials and stuff. Like, you know, like we live in this like Mexican cartel world where like the police have to wear masks. Like, these guys are superheroes. Like they like, you know, like.
Okay, but like a supervillain is kind of like huge.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't know, like I think it's a valid criticism. Like it's all like they're tunnel vision. That's like, okay, I have to do a super. He's got to wear a spandex outfit and he has to wear a mask and he has to have a name that's like name of an animal followed by man. Like.
Well, but then when the identity is found out, when the secret identity is found out, what happens as a result of that is that then the civilians start getting hurt.
Yeah, that's because it's like a trope
it's
in the
trope,
series, but
like
it's
a trope that makes sense. If you
it's overdone. It's overdone.
Okay. To defeat Superman, I have given you the task to defeat Superman, to make him admit defeat. Right?
Superman can fly around the Earth like in like a second. Like, he's not like you're not
okay.
You're not holding his family hostage. There's no way in hell that's ever gonna happen. Like by the time you come in 1,000 miles of Superman's family, like he knows exactly where you are. He knows your heart rate. Like, he's Superman.
No. He spends all his time in the Fortress of Solitude. He spends a lot of time in there.
Yeah, that's dumb. Okay, the Fortress of Solitude.
Okay. You are tasked with defeating. Okay, to be fair, that's more of a Flash thing. He's not.
Hold on. No, go on. Say what you was gonna say. I've got lines for you, pal. I've got lines for you. Say your line.
Okay, we'll think of a different.
No.
Superman was a bad one.
No. Say the question. Say, how are you gonna defeat Superman?
Okay, right. Ask
me the question. Ask me the question. How are you going to defeat?
I'm going to let me speak. You. Don't interrupt me. I'm not going to. I just won't speak if you're going to interrupt me.
Okay. What am I going to say?
That shrimple.
Do your thing.
He's going to let me speak. Is he going to let me speak? Chat. That's a big question. Do I die from this? I do die from this. Hold up, I'm dying. I'm in the middle of dying, son. I'm in the middle of gaming. Give me a sec.
Okay. While Galtran is dying, so Galtran was going to ask me. He was going to say, "How are you going to defeat Superman?"
So
okay.
We got to decide on. Okay, first we have to decide on which stupid canon we're using, because that obviously changes the fucking conversation. And I know that's like the dumbest shit ever, and you're right, but that is how it changes it. You're going with like the classic interpretation of Superman. He does have super hearing, but he can't hear like the entire Earth. He doesn't fly as fast as the Flash, right?
His powers are so arbitrary.
Yeah, they are arbitrary as fuck. I hate it. But like, point I'm trying to make here is like Superman. You catch Superman while he's away in the Fortress of Solitude, right? You wait until he's there, right? And then you go to Miss Lois Lane and you capture her, and you're like, Superman, I have your girlfriend. Say you admit defeat, or I kill her.
Did you?
And he's like, "Fuck."
Did you see that? I can't remember where it's from. It's like sort of comic where they do a crossover with where the Joker gets like caught by Batman, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I've got bombs planted all over the city, ha ha ha. And then like Superman's like, he was like, dude, I uninstalled those before like you even contacted me. Like I saw what you was doing like 1,000 miles away.
Yeah, that's really stupid because he doesn't have these. Because Superman's got this big issue where he's like literally like some writers will make him like omnipresent, which he isn't. Like in the slightest.
Like
Point being is that like
I'm going to say like what I was going to respond with when you said like
okay, what was your response? What was your response? Give me your response first.
you can't.
You can't. Okay.
That's
why?
it. Like how you can defeat something that you can't. Like from a writing point of view, you can't defeat Superman.
Okay, that's
Because
true.
he's Superman.
That is true.
And that is
Okay.
what's bad about Superman.
Let's use a different character. Let's use a different character.
Well,
Let's say
there's your big there's my big criticism of Superman. He's just shit. Okay.
he's shit. He is shit. You are. Let's use Spider-Man because Spider-Man is much better.
So I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a great superhero.
He's he's got like obvious weaknesses, he's got limits, but he's still like very strong and much more powerful than the average person. Right? Say he's one who keeps a secret identity. He is a secret identity Superman.
It's because he's weak. Because he's weak. It makes sense.
No, he's not weak. He is a very strong, like he's like physically strong, he's got lots of powers, he's smart.
But he ain't Superman.
He knows he can't be everywhere.
Yeah. He's so human.
He's aware that he is human enough that he cannot be ever at once. So while he's out doing his superhero stuff, right? You find out his name is Peter Parker. And Aunt May is like someone he cares about. Whoa, that's crazy. And so you go up to Aunt May and you take her hostage because she's just a person and you're a villain with some powers. Let's say you're a villain with some powers, but you can't beat Spider-Man in a 1v1. You can't do it, right? It's just not possible for you to do that. He's trounced you like 4 times at this point. You've only barely got away. So like at that point you go for like the people that Peter Parker cares about.
You attack the heart, the cunning warrior.
Exactly, but that's why they wear identities. That's why in My Hero Academia they do the same. They all have like hero identities and spandex.
I haven't watched
for My Hero Academia. There's a second reason they do it for branding because it's like there's enough superheroes you got to have a brand.
I see. There you go. That's another thing that like Japan. Whenever Japan does like the superhero thing, that's like a really cool thing they do. It's like they see it's like over commercialized. Like, oh yeah, that's kind of fun.
That's true. They do that with a lot of them actually. They do that with like every
magical
Japan
girl,
superhero,
they do have magical girls now.
Magical girls are. I don't know what the magical girls aren't even shonen though, so I'm not going to count them. We're not arguing.
Well,
about
they're kind of
here.
shonen, like well, not. I mean,
no, they're shoujo. They're shoujo.
Okay. Yeah, but sorry. I mean, like in terms of strict definition, of course, yeah, they're not shonen, but like they're still like they're still kind of cape shit, you know, like they're still like in the zone.
All right,
like it's a thing.
They're cape shit plus unspoken yuri. That's what they are.
I guess so.
Where am I wrong? Show me where I'm wrong in my statement, son.
But like they're also like they're like self-aware of like their genre, and so like they do things like, oh, it's like another magical girl, and it's like it's kind of funny.
I do have like something to say on the magical animes, right? So magical girl animes were all like Cardcaptor Sakura, Sailor Moon type ones, right? Where it was like super wholesome and cutesy and fun, and it was like very cartoony, right? And then Madoka Magica came out, and now all shoujo anime, all magical anime are depressing and lame, and it's always a trick to like have like the villain steal your soul, and it's always depressing, and it's like traumatic happens, and it's dumb, and I hate that. This is exactly what you're talking about. Like it's different characters, different universe, different power scalings. It's the same fucking story, right?
I will say it's a little overdone at this point.
It is. There was like one where like a character got her like she was like there was like an anime. This was not like a hentai. She was like raped off screen before like she was like contacted by the creature who then manipulated her into becoming a magical girl. It was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Why are we going this far? Madoka Magica was like cool and creative when it was the first one. Now it's lame.
But consider that we wouldn't have Madoka Magica if it was only ever like Sailor Moon or Cardcaptor Sakura. Like it would.
Oh yeah,
it would like, and it's like, think of like what we've not gotten out of the out of like
Sailor...
the Batman stuff, because it has to always still remain Batman. It has to, like, his parents still have to die. We have to have all these like things. Like it has to follow certain beats that it can never deviate from.
No, we have, right? We haven't gotten Batman with his parents dying, but we did get Watchmen. Watchmen was our superhero Madoka Magica.
It
right?
was.
That's what it was.
But
and
like,
it spawned an entire genre of what if heroes were in the real world with government regulations and public image issues.
Yeah. It's like, I guess that's like, it's like, we should have had far more. It should have been more. Like it should have had.
But like we had our Madoka Magica, and it sucked. It sucked as bad because we got the exact same issues of people doing the same story just with different characters.
I guess so, but like I know you get what I'm saying. It's like because it's locked to a brand, it can never deviate too far from the brand.
That's true. But I mean, even outside that, you have like, evil Superman trope, Omni-Man, Homelander,
there's a few things, and these were done in like really early days. The what if Superman, except Superman turns into a bear, like, and it's sort of like,
what if Superman, but he's evil and he hates people.
One I thought was rather funny was Superman, but he's super intelligent. He's like super brain, and he's like. And it had really bad art where he's just massive tumor growing out of his head, but that was his brain.
That's kind of funny though. But like we've had DC do the evil Superman trope already, right? Multiple times. We have Invincible doing the evil Superman trope. We have like The Boys doing the evil Superman trope. I've seen it so many times now, right? So we've already done like.
Did I tell you about the story where I found The Boys comic in real life? And
it's the comic. The Boys comic is terrible. It's actually like dog shit.
I think it's the worst thing known to man. Anyway, I saw it in a charity shop, and they put it in a window. And as you know about putting stuff in a window, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And not only did they put it in the window, but they put, I think, like £250 on it. It was a full set.
What the fuck? I mean, it's kind of rare. To be fair, it's kind of rare.
I couldn't care less what it's worth. It's a piece of paper. You know my stance on comics. Like
I know your stance on like rare items and such. I know that.
And for a moment, I thought, should I tell them that they're gonna like completely destroy this comic by putting it in the sun? And this was in full sun. This is a shop window facing the sun.
Oh fuck!
But I saw that not only was it completely overpriced, not only was it a comic, not only was it The Boys comic, it was in a charity shop also. Like everything I hate all together.
That's true. And if it was okay, the price tag would be fine if it wasn't a charity shop. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, and so I didn't tell them. I didn't tell them their fatal mistake, and I left it there. And day after day, I saw that comic get bluer and bluer.
Damn, they ruined it.
And it got so bad, and they didn't lower the price. And then one day, they throw it out, and it rains.
They threw it out.
They threw it out. Fuck? I tell you, they're greedy. They're greedy. They will not lower their prices. They will sooner die than lower their prices.
What the fuck?
They're insane.
They threw it out. That's fucked up.
They threw it out.
That's fucked up. God, I hate it.
And by the time I saw it in the like free please take box, it was pouring with rain and it was soggy. And you know what? I left it there. I didn't even like. I don't care. I don't care. Like even if I could dry it, like I couldn't care less. Even if it retained its value, I couldn't care less because it's such a shit comic.
It is a shit comic. You are right. The Boys comic actually sucks.
That's so funny.
Damn, I can't believe the charity shop did, like that's like stupid charity shop level of like.
I told you, they're greedy as hell. They're insane. They're actually insane.
That like like at first I thought you were insane for constantly saying. I was like, okay, maybe someone's just a bit critical of them. You know, that's like I can get being a bit critical. Maybe he's a bit of a Karen. But now that you've said that, I completely agree with you. Like completely.
It probably varies by location, but here in my town, there's a lot of what you call gentrification going on.
Ooh, okay.
It's where the town's kind of poor, and then for some reason, a load of rich kids move in, who are big fans of like what do you call it?
Low income housing.
Low income housing. Yeah, they're not criminals. They're rich kids. And,
yeah.
And they like open like coffee shops and weird stuff. And so a bunch of those showed up in my town over the past few years, and they opened their like boutique shops, their fancy boutiques.
That's fine. Boutique shops are fine.
They're fine, and they get their own business because they got the rich people go and shop there. The charity shops saw these boutique places and think, oh, what if I could be just like those? And so they start making the charity shops look like boutiques, and it doesn't work because rich people do not go to charity shops.
They do not know.
Like they go to vintage shops. They go to trendy sort of old rustic looking places. They do not go to Pilgrim's Hospice.
Yeah,
they
and
will
like
not step foot in that.
Nerds who are looking for the kind of stuff that they're trying to peddle, right? Mm-hmm. They don't go to charity shops either, or at least rarely do. I find myself going to like, I've got my local game store which does my card game stuff. Very fun store, by the way. I'm not going to shill it because I don't want to dox myself, but very glad my local LGS is okay, right? You know, okay at best, right? And I'm going to say it's pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. I mean, the people there, they kind of, like, some of the people who play card games there kind of suck, right? I'm going to be honest. They're lame as hell. They are there not to play for fun. They are there to play to win, which makes sense.
Kind of cringe.
That makes sense in most card games. No. I defend that in like literally every card game but Magic Commander, and they are treating Magic Commander like a 2-win format. And I'm like, you know what, bro? I ain't playing with you. You're lame.
It's kind of it's a thing.
Yeah. But if I want a comic or I want like a piece of like almost like nerd memorabilia, I will travel like an hour to like a local-ish comic store. I say like local-ish. I don't know if an hour is a local-ish to people, but I will travel, right? I will spend a day and I will go travel and I will go shopping on the long haul. That is what I do. That is what I do.
I'm trying to think of a response to what you said, but like I've forgotten what we were talking about before, so I've forgotten like in what context we was like talking about it for. So I think we're talking about, you mentioned the Boys comic, and I gave the tangent about the Boys comic. Yeah, that's how we got on that.
It sucks.
And yeah, it's like
never mind.
There you go. That's how much I hate charity shops, comics, and specifically the Boys.
Oh, never mind. I can mention that I have been to Forbidden Planet because there's like 8 different stores.
Hold on, okay. I thought you said, hold on, you can't just name drop it. You don't. Well, it's like
no. I can name drop. I can name drop Forbidden Planet because it's like multiple over the UK. Never mind. I'm not doxing myself. Yippee! That's the one that's an hour away, right? It's like that's far-ish away. So like even then, it's like, you know, it's like even further.
There was a comic shop. It closed down when I went out of business in my town. It was really cool because the front door of it was like the TARDIS store. It was kind of cool.
That sounds cool.
It was cool.
What the hell? Oh, brother.
And it was the same one. Did I ever show you that like picture of like the mural on the wall that like the charity shop took down when they got the building?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same. It was the same building. Yeah.
Oh, that was such a cool mural as well. It's like a space marine, wasn't it?
I don't know when they got rid of the TARDIS store. I don't know like if that went away just getting rid of the building, or if they also got rid of the door.
Damn, that's fun. That's lame as hell because that store was probably like very nice.
It was a really cool store. It was a really cool store.
How often did you go in it?
I was too young.
Oh no, that's terrible.
By the time I became cognizant of reality, it was already over.
Right, I'm still bombing the thing, by the way.
I'm still rail lining. This has been a much more casual one, but
It
been
has.
fun.
We
I
haven't
hope
been
you're.
doing any thinking.
Are you getting used to the rails? Are you
I am
feeling it
getting
now,
more used to
Mr.
them.
Gelteran?
I'm feeling a bit better after A, not having a headache, and B, like giving some time to like learn them a bit better.
Yeah, once you do get them, it's kind of relaxing, I think.
I wouldn't call it relaxing. It's still a bit of a nightmare, but they're not as bad as they were.
Well, to be fair, you're in a really bad area.
No, I was in a bad area. I'm in a good area for building rails right now, though. I am going to start building like a bunch of like. So for the miners, they have to be powered or not?
Well, what? I think they have to be powered, but I don't think they have to be producing. I think
Okay,
they just
so I
have
can have
to be
them turned
powered.
off.
I think you can have them like powered, but like, you know, they don't have to be constantly putting stuff out. I think they've got to be turned on though. But like, they won't consume power. They won't consume power.
I think
Like while they're idling.
I think I can get away with turning them off.
I don't know. You could. I don't know for sure. You can look up the wiki for it if you really need to know.
True. Wait, I'm blowing up more trees. The swamp looks barren, by the way.
As it should be. This is the exact same thing that the Romans did. You know.
That's true. That's true.
The Roman Forum, the center, the heart of Rome, was built on a swamp.
That reminds. Okay, so speaking of like Roman Greece, right? Speaking of Roman Greece,
Whoa.
I have a topic I want to bring up to you, Mr. Sun, since you are the resident expert on such marble, right?
Give it a go, I guess.
Okay, so I recently a video came across my YouTube, right? This is how I get like a lot of my conversation topics. Where it was essentially that like most of the retellings of Greek legends are being told through powerful women voices, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion as someone who's likely read a lot of the originals, right?
There is in the new edition written by a woman of the Odyssey. There is a bit in the Odyssey where Odysseus, the main character, he comes back to Ithaca.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry. He's gone to some other island and like he's talking to like, the people there, and they say this is a man who doesn't like. No, wait, I remember now. Okay, sorry, I was trying to remember the story. So he returns to Ithaca, his homeland, and he's pretending not to be him as he's asking about what is this land like, and he says, "Well, this land here doesn't like foreigners." That's what they say.
Okay.
That's not what it says in like the original. In the original, it's just like this is a land they're like very like tight knit people basically.
I see.
And they shove this in here as like a politics thing.
So okay, I'm assuming you don't like it. I'm assuming you hate it.
However, speaking of like the sort of women thing, and even like the whole trans thing, it's odd. It's odd. So.
They're giving okay, so like explicitly the example was there was this retelling of the Odyssey, right?
Oh, okay.
From the perspective of Odysseus' wife sending him letters.
He doesn't. They think he's dead. Odysseus.
That's crazy.
I assume, unless you mean Telemachus, his son, because he was still alive, and I assume he was the one who went on like the outing to go find his father. But but like Odysseus was like they haven't got a clue where he is. Like everyone kind of assumes he's dead.
No, in this retelling, they like it's. No, in this it's like the wife who is like there are these suitors I am sending off. Like I think she thinks she's dead. I haven't read this retelling book because I'm not going to because I don't want to. Right?
It's probably ass.
It probably is, but like it's like essentially she's got these suitors coming along because everyone thinks he's dead, right?
Yeah.
But she of course doesn't want him to be dead, and she's making she keeps making the veil for his funeral, right?
Mm-hmm.
And keeps on doing it as like a way to essentially extend the time before she chooses a suitor.
On a technicality.
Yeah. But like the way it describes it is like it tells it from explicitly her sending letters to like trying to send letters to him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which is dumb as hell.
Yeah, that
because it doesn't really it doesn't really focus on what she's going through, right? For starters, it doesn't focus on that at all.
Because they got to tell the Odyssey, haven't they?
It focuses on what he's doing still, because it's like apparently bards are coming back and telling tales of what he's done, but he hasn't come back yet. Which is weird.
That's like the whole like a big plot point of the Odyssey is this deception where Odysseus takes advantage of the fact that everyone thinks he's dead. And so he comes back, he's in disguise, no one knows he's alive, like, and that's like part of like how he defeats the suitors, because he deceives them and catches them off guard.
Yeah,
everyone thinks he's dead.
exactly. But like that's like so the story is like it's trying to be like a woman's perspective retelling, you know, giving the voices to the women of these
a lot of it like the telling from like the woman's point of view in the original thing is like, you know, you get the points where like she's making this dress and she doesn't know if her husband's dead, but like I guess she has faith or something, I don't know, and yeah, it's like it's good. Like she is a strong woman, you know. She's defying the suitors, you know. Like, well, what more do you need?
Yeah, she has like her agency in a way where she is essentially, while she's giving like she's got this like false like inaction of like, oh, when I've done this I will then choose a new suitor like I meant to. She is then taking it into her own sort of like choice of being like, actually I don't want to do that. I'm gonna just constantly remake it, and eventually Odysseus will be here. Like
her options were like either like traditionally her options would have been either like just accept a new marriage or kill yourself. Yeah. But instead she has this deception. She has this deception, you know, of delaying them. You know, and that's really interesting.
And it's kind of it mirrors Theseus himself, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it's like he's
doing a very similar thing where he is like deceiving people, making people think he's dead. He is like when he comes back, he's in disguise.
He was the one who came up with the idea of the Trojan horse. Like he's the main Rizzler.
He's a smart guy, and like the fact his wife is just as
there's a funny story in sort of like the Greek mythos where I forget the guy's name, Lao Kun or something, where they get the what do they call it? They get the Trojan horse has been delivered to the Trojans, and this guy is like we shouldn't trust this. There's this guy in the Greek camp called Odysseus who's got a reputation for this kind of stuff.
That's really.
It's like
funny.
this is obviously his work. And then they're like. And then, like, the gods punish him for this because they kind of want the Greeks to win.
That's really funny.
And that's what that is the subject of that famous statue. Let me get the famous statue.
Yeah, but like that's essentially like, you know, like they're missing out on a lot of character by trying to retell it in this kind of stupid way. I'm gonna be blunt, it's a stupid way.
It is the subject of this statue, Laocoon and his sons. Where the god I think either Apollo or Poseidon sends like snakes after him.
Okay, like, punish him. Fair. I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to say this is a good point, probably to start wrapping up the stream because it's getting kind of late and I want to get food in a bit.
Yeah, we can do that. Let me connect these rails.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought I'd mention it now in like we are sort of like coming off the Greek discussion, but I wanted to bring that up to you because I knew A, you would have opinions on it, and B, you're the guy to ask about this stuff. You're literally the guy to ask about Greek myths. Like, you know,
there's a lot to know though. There's a lot to know though. It's like
if you are like. If there's any VTuber to ask, it's like, oh yeah, ask Sun. He knows about Greeks. He knows about ancient Greece.
That's what you want to know about. Like, if you want to know about like there's like with philosophy. Like I know some philosophy as well, but like that's such a broad area. Like you have to find like a guy who knows specifically about that philosophy. You know, it's like you want to know about there's a guy called Thomas Aquinas. You want to know about his philosophy? You got to go to Rua. He's a Thomist.
I see. See, but like I wasn't asking about philosophy. I was asking about like ancient Greek myths. So I was like,
so.
you'd know about that, right? That's like that's how people get into ancient Greece, right? That's the entry point.
It is.
But only then when you're done with that.
It's interesting. I was gonna say there's like in the story of like the Trojan War. There's this guy called what's his name? Is it Achilles? I think it might be Achilles, or it might be someone else. I'm not sure if it was Achilles. I think it might be. I can't remember. It was someone. There's someone. It might be Achilles who he's like they're coming after him to bring him to like the Trojan War, and he like doesn't want to go, and so he disguises himself as a girl in like this like basically like a nunnery type place with like a bunch of other girls.
That's really funny.
He's got like a dress on and everything. He's like done his hair up, and they kind of suspect it's him dressed up as a girl, and so to get him to trick him out is like they sound the alarm. They say that there's soldiers at the town's being attacked, and then because he's a man, he naturally like goes and reaches for a sword, and then it's like, oh yeah, you're not a woman.
Oh no, they caught him in 4K.
They caught him. And
Damn.
Odysseus also tries to like get his way. He's also trying to dodge the draft. Basically, his strategy for getting out of the Trojan War, which also fails, is he pretends to be an idiot.
I mean,
he goes around like with his clothes all like worn incorrectly. He's got like a bucket on his head. He's acting like he's an idiot. He's like he's lost his mind.
damn.
And they're like, yeah, we're not falling for it, pal.
Only it worked.
But
I'm gonna start.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start marking up the swamp as well. That's my goal. I'm gonna start quite literally like spawn proofing it.
Oh, I might actually be. I'm closer. Hold on, I'm closer to the swamp with non-connected rails than I am to go all the way around. Look at the map. This is where I am of my rails.
Oh shit! You are. Have you been? Oh, you've been railing up the desert as well. No, not the desert. The mountains.
Going through. I've been going around the other way around.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna like split off a bunch of your rails as a heads up to make.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. There's all kinds of like. There's a few like. I've made one intersection for a place I exactly know where I do want an intersection, but there's room for loads of intersections.
Yeah, I will be adding like a bunch of intersections to your.
There's another area. There's another big oil area down there, which I'll have an intersection go down at some point. But that'll be later. But anyway, you said you want to finish. Do you want to like finish now, or do you want to like go on like another little while, see if we can connect this up?
We go a little bit while. We go a bit longer because I'm in the middle of this. But I just wanted to like put the idea in your head. It's like it is getting a bit late.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Oh god! Now that half the fucking like trees are gone, it's so clear seeing in this area. What the fuck?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
What the fuck? This place is empty. You should come take a look at it. I have quite literally.
I don't need to look at it because I've already done this in my solo one. I know exactly how beautiful and clear and barren of all life it looks. Oh yeah, I'll send about the Romans. The Romans did the same thing. The main like center of Rome was built on a swamp, and they like drained it and stuff.
Funny.
And this is really interesting because the Americans did the exact same thing. The White House is built on a swamp.
Okay, I gotta ask, what is with people living in bogs? What is it? What's happening? What is it with humans living in bogs?
I don't know about like the Americans. The Romans, it's just where they live, palace. But ancient world was tough. You gotta live where you gotta live. But
that's true.
But the Americans chose a swamp, and I wonder that the people who founded Rome, the founding Romans, they were huge Roma boos. You know, like they liked Rome. You know, there's a reason why there's so much classical architecture in America. Like that was deliberate. There's a reason why that's the law in like the architecture of America. Like they like Rome.
So I'm gonna point out something, right? The Romans, like no, not the Romans, the Americans, right? The Americans, a lot of them are British settlers.
They were, yes. The British were also Romans.
It is. That's also true, but where do the British live? Where do the British live, son? This is a big question I must ask you now.
In England.
What is England known as being?
A shithole.
The bog.
The bog. I guess
the bog.
I guess it's a bog.
The bog. The bog. It all goes back to bog people, son. It's bog people all the way down.
Perhaps so. It's curious. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the Americans deliberately picked a swamp to mimic Rome.
I think they picked it to mimic here because they felt at home.
Could be either one. Although while the British were also like Roma boos and also Greek boos, have you noticed our Parliament building?
It's kind of.
It's kind of not Roman. It's Gothic.
That's
I read about
true.
this. This got a lot of criticism when it was first built. Like this was like like people were like, why the hell are we building this barbaric architecture style?
Barbaric? I wouldn't call it barbaric. What the hell?
Well, this is
I like it.
I also like it. I think it's over the top sometimes, but like I acknowledge it. It's like it's kind of cool. You know, it's cool.
Okay,
cool
but
style.
like as a Dark Souls fan, I love Gothic architecture. Ooh, it's so pretty, and you can tell it's Gothic architecture by the arches.
You can do what? I just got like teleported behind. Like, go watch. If you got the VOD up, catch the delay. Like,
will catch it, I will catch it.
I didn't even see it. I just like died without even seeing it. That's so frustrating.
Okay, but like, so like Gothic. What do you know about Gothic architecture, son? What do you know about Gothic architecture?
I know like they got like the flying buttresses. They've got the stuff.
So okay, architecture in in England was actually changed due to the Crusades. This was like the Crusades doing it, right?
I don't know this. Do tell me. This is interesting.
So there is a abbey nearby me, right? There's an abbey kind of nearby me that explicitly changed. Like you can see the difference. It's pre-Crusades and it's post-Crusades architecture, where before the Crusades, we would use specifically rounded arches, right? We would use rounded arches. This is like the biggest like.
Is this Norman? Do they call that?
Norman arches, yes. But then we had the Crusades, and then we got these Gothic arches from the Middle East, right? Where they use these pointed arches. So if you see rounded arches on a nearby church or a nearby abbey or a nearby cathedral, you can tell when it was built due to that alone.
I see. What's that old church in London that like the royal people like? That's like really old or something from like the 1100s, I think.
Westminster?
I think is that one? I don't know what year that is.
I don't know which one it is. I think you might be talking about Westminster Abbey, possibly.
I think I am.
Likely. I mean, abbeys are not quite cathedrals, which is kind of weird.
I see.
There's a difference between the lot. I will put this out here. This place looks so clean with nothing. Holy shit, son! This place looks clean as hell.
My only complaint about it is that there's like I don't know since you turned your graphics down, you may not actually be able to see it, but the lighting changes depending on where you are. Colors change, and they got
it does change a little bit still.
And that for me that was the deal breaker for me about the swamp. Even though my whole base was in the swamp, that was like oh, this looks like ass.
It does look like ass. You are right. But you know, I'm making it safer.
I never noticed until like much later.
Okay, we have another miner setup in the swamp, by the way.
Nice. I'm like just coming around. I think I'm near the swamp now.
Yeah, you'll start seeing the swamp soon. You might better connect up one of my rails. I might send one over for you to connect up to really
Are
easily.
you at the end of have you reached the end of the swamp yet?
No, I've been sort of systematically going through the entire swamp, like sweeping it.
I see. Also, are we going through the like that underground tunnel area? Is that the route we're taking, or there's several routes?
We're gonna make every route.
But what's like the current? Is there one that exists at the moment? What was the first one to be made?
I haven't got anything that's coming out of the swamp. I've only got stuff going into it so far.
I see.
Yeah, I've been more focused on destroying trees and setting up like the miners.
Fair enough.
Like you can see where I have and where I haven't been very clearly by like the tree line. It's very obvious right now.
I think it's around this way that leads around to it. Let me see. I can remember the route.
There's also more pylons.
Yes,
I've set up some more pylons.
More pylons.
Yes.
Alright, now I've got to get down this steep hill. Going down hills is a lot easier than going up hills.
It is.
We hate hills here.
Hills aren't that bad. They could be worse. They could be so much worse, honestly.
Oh, we may be cooked.
What?
My game is lagging. It's not letting me. My controls are doing that thing.
Okay,
where,
I'm gonna say it's probably.
Let me get my death crate first.
And we'll.
That's unfortunate.
Head off then.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but such is life.
Unfortunate, but it was gonna happen, and you know we are getting near to the end of the stream, so it's like I don't mind.
Yeah.
Like it could be midway through and it'd be really annoying.
Yeah. But that's like the universe is telling us to pack it in.
That's fair. We have done a lot of progress.
Hopefully this will take me far enough and I won't have to do much walking.
Oh, speaking of comics, you know what's out? You know what's out tomorrow?
Yeah.
New episode of Invincible. Yippee!
I see. Well, no, I gotta get some fuel.
Invincible seems to be like the best of like comic slop these days. I'm gonna be honest.
The comic or the cartoon?
The cartoon.
I see.
Cartoon, next episode of cartoon tomorrow. It seems to be the best of it. Like of hero slop, it seems to be the best that's going on right now. Like The Boys was good. Season 1 of The Boys was pretty damn good, and I had a good time watching it, and it just kept getting worse.
Provided good memes though.
It did provide some good memes, but you know, like Homelander's an iconic man, I would say. But like, you know, a series can't survive on Homelander alone when they keep making him worse.
Alright, there we go. There's my death crate. Okay, should we end it here then?
I think I've got like everything. I'm just double checking. Where are you actually? Let me check.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
You are going down some cliffs, which is kind of annoying. There is a different way up to where you are.
Oh my god!
Like a highway.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get out before I die again. Do I have any bacon things to eat? I do. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get on the zip line. So full now, and go through the swamp on the zip line to catch up with where you are.
I have made a zip. I've also improved the zip lines here as well. There's more cables around the swamp.
Well, hopefully, like very soon now, we won't be using them much anymore.
I mean, yeah, we have the tubes.
Tubes.
We have the tubes. I mean, we still kind of need the zip lines. They're good for getting around like smaller areas of the map.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tubes are a little too powerful, a little too restrictive to go for smaller areas. I'd say
they are. We've got the trains. If you had what you can do, a really easy, lazy way of like navigating is have like train stations or like key points in the map. Put the self-driving and say, "Take me to this place." It'll just take you there. It's pretty quick.
That's true.
It's like a few minutes to go from like one side of the map to the other.
We could do that. That sounds like a fun thing to do as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna see how much of the swamp I have like terraformed.
Oh, I see. I can see. There's already the number of what's it called? Power lines.
Yeah, there's more as well. We're gonna put one here.
Oh yeah, I can see how far you've got. Like there's trees and then there's not trees. This is like going from. Oh, I was gonna make a joke about going from like border of like country A to country B. Where you've seen those pictures.
I've seen those pictures. Yeah, it's like America versus.
I don't know what country it is. Though. See, not in America. America, it's all desert.
Canada.
On both sides. Is it Canada? I don't know. But there's like
Canada. Canada.
There's like one place where it's like right at the border. There's all trees and green stuff, and then all of a sudden it's just like derelict wasteland stuff. It's purely government policy.
Oh yeah, it's Canada. You're speaking Canada.
Oh, is it?
Canada
I see.
That's the American Canadian border.
That's
like
kind of
100%.
That's kind of funny.
Except through the middle of the wilderness. If it's in the middle of the wilderness, they literally just cut a strip out of the flora.
Oh, I see. You started bringing some rails down. Let's see how far they've gone. See where these rails go. Is that an intersection up ahead? I
haven't been doing much on the rail side of things. I've been more doing the bombing and the
well, this looks nice though. This does look nice though.
That's true. I did try to make it look nice. I did make an attempt.
Like, see, the when I did put a rail through my swamp, I just had it like really kind of high up. It just like goes over the swamp because I don't like the swamp, and this is nice. This is nice.
I tried to like give it like a thing. I hate how dark it suddenly got. That's really annoying.
Yeah, it kind of does that, doesn't it?
Another miner here. Yeah, it's another miner active. What's our power usage? It's going up a little bit, but that's whatever.
Oh, I haven't even looked at the power usage all episode. We haven't.
It should be fine.
We haven't done like any factory at all.
We are fine. I see you going through the tunnel right now.
Oh yeah, I've got on self-driving just to take me back to the elevator.
Ah, I see. You know, I think I'll hop on as well. I'll hop on and head back to the elevator as well. I'll go a different way though.
Well, you can just I'm not even touching the keyboard. Like it's just sort of
Yeah, I know. I'm having it go around a different way. I'm having it go around a
okay.
different way. We'll go open train menu, manual driving, edit timetable, elevator.
But yeah, I don't know about you, but like I could just like this entire game just laying rails. Like I just have that as like the entire game. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, did I tell you about there was that other game, Machine Key, I think it's called? I've been seeing some people playing that. Apparently it's basically this, but like that's the whole game. It's a train logistics game where you like put rails down, you put like stations down in the sections, and you like make it all, and Enough stuff
Oh,
like
it's just
going
it's
well.
just going. I'm going through Uranium Pass right now.
I see.
Damn, all these extra paths as well on the train I've made are actually very useful. I think they're very useful for like taking us where I need to go.
It's neat. Neato.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm gonna have some stairs here, actually. Stairs. Zoop, give me zoop. That's
I'm
not
zooping
good.
over to you right now.
I gotta fly up. This is silly. Oh, I see your train.
Hi.
Lord, I'm trying to add some stairs to get up here.
See,
just like not as like a permanent thing because it's not even on the grid.
just add a ladder. Honestly, just add a ladder.
I hate ladders.
Do a ladder. Do a ladder. Ladders are cool.
I've almost got it.
Hold on, let me just.
Corner?
Hey, son, you're gonna hate this.
I hate everything.
There you go. You're way up now.
Sigmund.
Don't you fucker. Right, okay, I'm up now. Yoink.
There you go. Just.
I'm gonna
it's-
leave. Oh,
It's ugly. I hopefully don't have it there permanently, but it's just like it kind of like it gets up. It gets.
I'm getting rid of this side. God damn.
All right.
Right, that can work. All right. Okay.
I'm going back to the hub.
Are there two trains? Are you going up? There's only one train station. We should have another train station somewhere.
I think we've got to.
I guess.
We've got to consider like because the train stations are so big. You got to be considerate of where to put them. You got to have room for them.
Yeah.
So that's
True.
we'll have to figure that out.
True.
Especially if you also want a factory there as well. You know, something like it's sort of. It's got because it's so big. It has to be a bit
Well,
considerate.
we can always build a factory anywhere. To be fair, like I think factories are less restrictive than train stations.
I guess so. But I think train stations like it's build them like as like a coming off an intersection. You know. I think that's like because it's that way. It's not creating traffic.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, I saw you there.
Yeah, I see you there as well.
Alrighty. Okay, so we're a bit of a short-ish one today, I think.
No, today was it's about as long as usual. It just feels short because we only did like one thing, which was rails. And,
I
like,
guess so.
prepping
It
areas.
was a good episode. Nice, chill.
It was good. Yeah,
Lots of yapping.
got him.
All right.
Right, who are we raiding into?
Depends if there's any viewers. 3 viewers
Let's
apparently.
see.
We're getting popular. Who
Boink.
is live? Who
Are you crouched in game? You are crouched.
Am
in
I?
Game.
Why am I crouched?
I don't know, I whacked you once.
What's the crouch button? C. That's weird.
I can see it on my screen.
What do you think of Mahjong?
I like mahjong.
I'll give you Elliot Ambers.
Oh, we're saying hi to
Mahjong.
Elliot. Nice. I know you should unpause your game.
My game's paused. Oh.
You should take a look on your screen.
Hey, come here, Geltran. Why are you running away from me, Geltran? Also, why are they spinning? Do they always spin?
I don't know. I
That's-
didn't know if they
that's
did or
kinda
not.
weird.
Where did your body go as well? What the fuck?
Where's my death crate?
Good question. Oh, it's here.
There it is.
There it is.
Alright. Let's go raid. What's his name? Elliot Ambers.
Elliot Ambers.
Radus Eliotus Ambers. Yeah, there we go. We're winning. He's like a maths teacher, I think.
He's a smart guy. That's true.
Imagine being a maths teacher. I ain't got enough IQ points for that. I can't even learn maths.
It's just not your strength, and that's it. You've learned other stuff, and that's what matters.